Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? I have to. Oh, Barry's here. Awesome. Hang on. I'm going to unmute you guys, and I'm going to share with you some great embarrassment because someone does not know how to tell time. Let me unmute you guys. Hey, Holly.
Yep, can hear you. Hi,
Hey,
Ken.
Barry. I'm unmuting. Hi, guys. I am unmuting you now. Thank you, and thank you, by the way, Diana. I love you to pieces. Diana's teaching me how to tell time. Um, okay. So, can you guys hear? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Yep, we can hear you.
All right, excellent. Okay, so we're gonna have a little teaching lesson here. Okay, thanks, Jim. All right. So this is supposed to be scheduled for 11:30 Eastern, not 10:30 Eastern. When I scheduled it for 10:30, thinking 10:30. I was off. I was off by now. It's supposed to be 10:30 my time because I've got a call that goes from 9 till 10, and I was allowing 30 minutes to like do a bio break and meditate for a second and get ready. So here I am, like on my call with on this coaching call that I'm doing with somebody, and I'm getting this text from Diana. So aren't we starting the call now? I'm like, it's not till till another hour. She goes, oh, isn't what? So I apologize to you guys for having you wait a few minutes. That's going to be changed. I mean, obviously, I'm going to correct that because I did screw up. Last week we had it right. This week I completely messed up, and I apologize. But we're good. We're going to press on. Mara's going to be with us in about 45 minutes, and we're going to turn lemons into lemonade because Diana is going to. Holly, you just came in twice? I get you in here twice. Let me unmute you a second time. Here we go. Okay, so Diana, you're there.
Yeah, it locked up me. It
No
locked
problem.
me out. I had to leave and come back.
No problem. Yeah, that's welcome to go to webinar. Yeah, and somebody I'm echoing with somebody. Let me see. Let's see who I'm echoing with. Let's see. Nope, my echoing stopped. Whoever muted yourself, thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, we've got a lot to do today. A lot of great stuff going on. Some news I want to share with you. So a lot, like I said, a lot. But let's start. Diana, you have a little bit of an agenda, so let's jump in with you first, and go from there. How's that?
Awesome. Well, hi everybody. Who's on the call today, Ken? Just so I know
Oh,
I'm
I'm sorry.
talking
Let me upgrade you so you can see everybody. Let's do that. Hang on one second.
great.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. Here we go. Okay. So we have today live. We have we have Barry. We have the eminent Holly Cotter. We have Jim Bender, Stephanie Bolton, and I'm expecting the other guys may show up in an hour if they had the time. But you all got memos from GoToWebinar, so that's cool. And then we are of course recording this, so that's what we got at the moment.
Okay, great. Well, for those of you who sent me emails about times that worked for you, thank you. Ken and I are still figuring out the best plan of action, and it may just be that we do some tapping before on the calls that I make it on, but I will keep everyone posted around that. But my thought today was what I was just telling Ken to checking in with everyone and see if there's anything coming up, any things that are blocking you from stepping into this program, stepping into business things, even personal things, because as I believe, who we are in the world is who we are in business. And so it's not a separate entity. So it's really important to acknowledge when stuff comes up and move through it rather than ignore it, because then it will come out somewhere else. And so my thought was to start with a little tapping, if that's okay with everyone, and to kind of check in with where people are at and teach you how to tap so that this is something you could do throughout the week. It's very easy. I don't know even if you know what tapping is, so we can start there. Just so you have a tool to empower you from moving away from what you don't want and moving towards what you do want.
Cool. Do you want to do a little thing right now, or do you want to do it towards the tail end? How do you?
My thought was let's do it now so that we can, why not prime the pump? It's kind of like eating something before your run so that you have energy.
Good. And you know what also too is what I like to do is do a little bit of Q&A as we begin each session to kind of deal with anybody that may have a lingering question or concern or whatever. So dealing right now with what might be a little bit of overwhelm coming up. You guys have had a lot of time together with me so far. I mean, we kind of really did a big first week, and the second week's pretty big too. So if you have issues that may be a little bit scary, a little bit overwhelming, a little bit of concern, and whatever, let's address those and let's tap them through. And what we can do is because we are a small group, we can run video on this, Diana. We can. Now, we won't be able to record the video on this, but we can see you if you want to turn on your webcam.
Absolutely. Is this something, are you able to run video too? So I'm not just looking at myself or?
Yeah, we can, and Ken's wearing his traditional consulting uniform, which means I am shirtless, but
Shirtless.
that's
Yay, okay.
typical. But I am showered, so it's good. I came up from the pool, got on my other phone call, and then here I am with you guys. So that 30-minute time frame, But here we go. I will throw my webcam on, and let's go do that. Let's do a few minutes of that, and then let's see if I can get
Well, do you want to, can we check in? Can everyone kind of either type in, or I guess everyone's unmuted and kind of
well,
have a quick check in if
yeah,
anything's up so we
Are you guys good? Okay, hang on a minute. Okay. You guys can kind of unmute and pop in, or you can mention in the chat. You guys, because everyone's being really, really polite and quiet right now. So, because I want to hear what you guys want to focus on with this tapping exercise, so that we can kind of get you a little bit more empowerment as we proceed for today. So, any issues, concerns, any of the fears? I want to use the word concern rather than fear, but or even excitement for that matter. Where are you guys right now? Hey, Stephanie.
Hi there. For myself, I'm still doing some market research, and I guess for myself, it's still a little indecision as to which of two, potential projects, if you will, I begin with. And this may all come to, realization, if you will, once I have completed my, market research, if you will. But I guess the indecision here is just something that I would like to have had concluded by now. But, it's a little slower than I thought it would be because I'm trying to connect with, some individuals that I'd like to have on an advisory board, and they're quite different. So there's not really a crossover.
Cool. Yeah. And that level of clarity is going to help.
Yeah.
So yes,
I know that it will. It's just a slower process than I'd like to have realized by now.
Yeah, well, that's because you're an achiever. So congratulations. um, and the other thing is that the first event is going to always run smoother than successive events, because you just got to get your sea legs. It's just going to drop. The good news is, of course, you're going to get to clone off of what we're doing, so you're going to get a lot of an advantage doing that. But it is going to run slower, and
Okay.
just know that going in, and know that probably what will happen is that, at least it was for me, and it was for me a few times, is I set a date and then I extended the date by like 30 days to allow sanity. So, understand that is completely okay. I mean, World Cairo, we extended probably 2 or 3 times, just because it was the hardest one I ever did. But the rest of them, inevitably, I looked at and went, yeah, we need another few more weeks on this just to make sure promotion's right or whatever. So it's going to be fine. Set your dates, set your goals, and be flexible. Because that's what's going to happen. But let me see what Jim's got. How do we find contact information such as email with potential speakers? Okay, but that's super easy. Cool. Give me big stuff, Jim. Like, how do I fix the world? You're giving me easy stuff, man. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in on this, and then we can get into more specific Q&A. Okay, Barry, what freaks you out? Holly, what freaks you out? What can we dive in on with that?
Nothing freaks me out. No, my questions really have to do with just getting some of the basics. Like Stephanie, I think that was just said, I'm torn between 2 niches. I have 2 niches I want to go after. And did you say that you were going to be doing some meeting with us individually to help us tie things down?
I certainly did.
All right, I'm going to need one of those.
I know. Well, yeah, and what I said on Tuesday was I wanted to meet with you guys ASAP, because we need to get this fine tuned. I mean, we have a time issue on that. So okay. So hang on a second. I've got my graphic designer. I got Frick's can't chat now. Sorry. So anyway, we're gonna get to that in a second. I should actually be showing you what we're doing here real quick because he's driving me crazy. So I'll get to that in a second. Okay. So yeah. So the I do want to talk to each of you individually because we do have to nail that thing down. And by the way, if you're looking at two niches, the question that I'll suggest that you think about right now is that that if the two niches ultimately align together in a back end for you. In other words, if you want to do one now and then the second model or the second group you do in 4 months or 30 or 3 months or whatever else, then you can do that as well. In other words, it may not, depending upon what they are, it may not need to be either or. Okay, so I will reveal to you after we finish the tapping session what we're doing, because it's not necessarily different niches, but I'm putting together a series of 5 or 6 intensives, and they all reach a similar they all reach the same audience, okay, but it's a group of 6 of them, each with a different subject. Okay, so anyway, we're going to start jumping into content now, and I want to make sure that we get to Diana. So anybody else have anything they want to do before we or to help Diana identify what we're going to do? Senator McLaughlin?
No, I'm good. Let's hear what you're going to do with Diana.
All right, Diana, you ready, babe?
Well, I'm curious though. It doesn't sound like.
Yeah, I have something, Ken.
Yeah,
I have something.
Go ahead, Cotty. Cotty. I'm Holly Cotter. Cotty. There you go.
Holly.
That's great. Okay.
My biggest issue is that I have so much on my plate that sometimes I start to feel the overwhelm,
Mm-hmm.
So anything you could help to, bring me back to just kind of taking, eating that elephant one bite at a time, helping me do that would be awesome.
Cool. Great. That's good for all of us, I think.
I think that's what we're going to tap on. Thanks, Holly. We'll do overwhelm. Does that resonate with everyone?
Yep.
It does for me. Jim? I think Jim's probably noisy. Let's see. Go back to his. Okay. Well, I think Jim is in that scenario too, just by some of the questions that he's asking.
All right, let's roll with that. I'm going to turn on my camera. Were there anyone want to add anything before I start? Hi, good morning.
Okay, hang on. I'm putting mine on too. There you are. Okay,
you're beautiful, Diana.
She is.
Oh, thank you. I just rolled out of bed, so thank you so much.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can get mine on.
Wish I looked like that when I first rolled out of bed.
Yeah, that's. There we go. Okay, I should be coming on shortly. There we go. There we go.
Ken, love
hey guys. Hey guys. There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to show you these are the points we're going to hit. And it's easy. There's nothing. Don't even worry. There's worry. We'll tap that out. But I'll walk you through everything. You don't have to be creative. So all you have to do is tap between your eyes, like if you had a unibrow right there, that point, kind of like a finger on each side. And you'll just follow me. I'm not going to say the points at that point. That's the between the eye point. Then there's side of the eye, just right here. Then we'll tap under the eye. It's like this bone, and you can tap either side, both sides, doesn't matter. Then we'll tap this under the nose, whatever, that point.
Hey, Diana, do you have like a headset mic or something that you can use? Because I'm starting to lose your volume. Whoops.
Is this any better?
It's no different for me. Okay, you guys have to listen with more intensity then. Okay.
Oh, can they not hear me? Okay.
You're just not as voluminous volume wise. Okay. So okay, cool.
It's not an echo.
No, not an echo. No, it's just you're just hard to hear, and I've got you coming straight into this. Okay.
Then we're gonna tap. After we tap here, we'll tap this chin point. This is called the collarbone point, and I like to have people tap this whole area. It doesn't matter. You can do this. It's a very soothing point, exactly like what Ken's doing on these sore spots, just kind of tapping. Sometimes we'll do the head, not necessarily. Then you'll grab your wrist. You'll take a deep breath. The breath's important. Blow it out, because what happens when we get stressed and overwhelmed, we stop breathing, and breathing is life. So we want to get that life force in, and then say the word release. And what we're doing here is we're telling your unconscious we want to release all this stuff, because this is not at the conscious level. If it was, we'd let it go. We're smart, we're ambitious. That's not the issue here. This is about having things under the surface. So then you'll put your hands on your heart, you'll take a deep breath, blow it out, again, big breath, let it go, and say, relax.
Relax.
There you go. And then what I'm going to have you all do, and then we'll start tapping in a second, is pick a place, close your eyes. Maybe it's the beach, the mountains, the Zen garden, somewhere where you feel really good in your skin, where you feel relaxed, some place where you just, like for me, it's the beach. The minute I think of it, I relax. Go there. So we want to break that old habit of our mind always being stuck in the mud. So we want to pull you into something different. Okay, so you'll step into that place, and then we'll come back out. We'll just do a couple quick rounds of this, and we'll see what shifts. Okay, so everybody start by feeling that overwhelm. Ken, can you feel your overwhelm?
Absolutely, I can.
We're all waiting. Yeah? And everybody else is this indecision. Like things are going so slow. There's so much on your plate. It's like having to eat this big old elephant with one big, and that doesn't work. We know that. So everyone, can you feel your overwhelm? Can you feel yours, Ken?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
What I want you to do is rate it. So 0 to 10, notice how big this is. And if you're not a number person, that's okay. You can say it's like this big or whatever. But just give yourself a measurement so that we can come back and see what shifts. Okay, does everyone have their number?
Yes.
Anyone who cannot feel the overwhelm or get triggered right now? Okay, I'll take that as everyone's got something that they can tap on. All right, so we're in the emotion. Feel it one last time, and we're going to go ahead and let it go. I want you to repeat after me. Tap and repeat. Ready?
Okay.
All this overwhelm.
All this overwhelm.
All this overwhelm.
I'm so overwhelmed.
I'm so overwhelmed.
I'm so overwhelmed.
Even though I have all this overwhelm.
Even though I have all this overwhelm.
It's okay to let it go now.
It's okay to let it go now.
It's safe to release and let this go.
It's safe to
release.
Should I mute myself, and should we do? Because I'm finding that as I do this, I'm wondering whether I'm distracting. Is it distracting for you guys to hear everybody else talking?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. Because I was getting overwhelmed by that. Okay.
Good. All this overwhelm, all this distractions.
All this distractions.
All this distractions.
Life is full of distractions.
Life is full of distractions.
Life is full of distractions.
Letting this go right now.
I'm letting this go right now.
Let it go.
All these feelings.
All these feelings.
Letting go.
Letting go.
Letting go.
Bringing in safety.
Bringing in safety.
Bringing in safety.
And letting go.
And letting
Bringing
go.
in safety. And let it go.
Coming back into my body.
Coming back into my body.
Coming back into my body.
Finding that place in me that's very decisive.
Finding that
place in me that's very decisive.
Slowing down to tap into my truth.
Slowing down to tap into my truth.
Tap into my truth.
So then the process can speed up like that.
And the process can speed up.
So then the process can speed up
like that.
Any remaining overwhelm, letting go.
Any remaining
overwhelm,
letting it go.
Grab your wrist, everybody. Take a deep breath in. There you go, and say release.
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 Hand on your heart. Take another big breath. There you go. Blow it all out. And say relax.
Relax.
Close your eyes, and just like that, go to that place inside of you. I'm going to go to the beach. Wherever you need to feel confident. There you go. Relaxed. And just completely shift. And just see what you see, hear what you hear, and feel what you feel in this place. Notice any colors, any sounds that extra make you feel good. And just turn that up. Give yourself the gift of feeling good. If any overwhelm tries to come in, just go ahead and push it out. I'll hold on to it and give it back to you. But in this space, this is that place inside of you where everything's okay. This is that still point where you have your clarity, where you have all the answers. So really feel the shift in this space. When you're ready, come back, open your eyes. And now notice what has shifted. So what's already feeling different? Let's check in with you, Ken.
I feel a little bit more in control. I feel, because I'm breathing, I'm just feel a little bit more grounded and a little bit more centered.
Okay.
I feel more.
Go ahead,
Can I
Barry.
jump in and ask a question? I'd kind of like to ask a question.
Absolutely.
You had told us to shut our eyes, but were we supposed to be tapping during that?
No. Okay, so at the end, when you close your eyes, that's when you're sitting right here inside that heart state of going to your beach.
Oh, at the beginning you said put yourself in that safe place, close your eyes. I had my eyes closed. So the whole time we were doing that exercise, you were going through tapping?
It's fine if you had your eyes closed.
I guess I'll have to watch the video.
But actually, this part doesn't get recorded. At least right now, it doesn't.
Oh.
We'll go to
Well,
webinar. The recording won't catch it.
So it's fine that you had your eyes closed. That's not a problem. Just next round, keep your eyes open, and you can tap along. Does that work?
Okay.
Okay. So people are noticing some sort of shift.
Yes, I said I felt more centered and more empowered.
Awesome. Okay. So now what I want you all to do is notice what's still there. We're going to go back into that overwhelmed feeling and just check in again with that overwhelm. And then notice what your number was before, check in with what it is now and see what that shifted. So everyone has their new number?
Mm-hmm.
And is it smaller?
Yes.
Slightly.
Okay, excellent. So whatever it is, just focus on that. Open your eyes, repeat after me. This remaining overwhelm.
This remaining overwhelm.
All these remaining overwhelming feelings that I have.
All these remaining
overwhelming feelings I have.
Just a voice in my head.
Just a voice in my head.
Just a voice in my head.
I don't have to buy into it anymore.
I don't have to buy into it anymore.
I don't have to buy into it anymore.
It's okay to let this go.
It's okay to let it go.
It's okay to let this go.
Bringing in safety and letting go.
Living in safety and letting go.
Safety and letting go.
Bringing in safety and letting go. Thank you.
Of this overwhelm, letting go.
All this overwhelm, letting go.
Letting go with this one.
I love how you tap it. Letting go.
I'm letting go.
Letting go.
All the stories I'm telling to cause the overwhelm.
All the stories I'm telling to cause the overwhelm.
Letting those go.
Letting those go.
Letting those go.
Any thoughts or beliefs, letting go.
Thoughts and beliefs
Any
about
thoughts
my
or
role.
beliefs, letting go.
Any pictures I'm seeing, letting go.
Any pictures I'm seeing.
Any pictures I'm seeing, letting go.
It's okay to relax into my knowing now.
It's okay to relax.
Into my knowing now.
To tap right into my clarity.
Tap right
into my clarity.
So I can move quickly and easily into my empowerment.
So I can move
quickly and easily into my empowerment.
Eat that elephant one bite at a time.
I couldn't hear that.
Eat that elephant one bite at a time. If you didn't hear me, Ken.
Okay. No, you could
Eat that elephant one bite at a time.
Eat that elephant. I'm working off of Stephanie because she hears you loud and clear.
Letting go.
Letting go.
Letting go.
Grab your wrist. Take another breath. Say release.
Release.
Hand on your heart. Take another big breath. Blow it out and say relax.
Relax.
Now close your eyes and go to that place inside of you that feels good. Focus on that image. Imagine that picture, that place. But when you go there like that, it's so easy to feel good and relax. Maybe it's a favorite vacation you've been on. Tap into that feeling. Yeah, there you go, Ken. The yawning space.
It caught me.
Oh, that's great. The yawning is actually a piece of letting go. So
I've been doing it. I was trying to restrict it because I didn't look. I was bored. Yeah, I'm done.
no, it's very common with tapping because it calms us down and it's bringing us back into the present moment. So just come on back and just check in and notice where you're at. So this is our little tapping demo. We can stop here unless anyone has, I don't want to take up too much time with this, but how are you, let me just check in. How are you guys doing?
Calm.
Awesome. Ken, how you doing?
I'm yawning. I'm sleeping.
So
No, actually, no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm a lot better. I'm still. I'm because I know I'm leading an event now. I'm not 100% relaxed. You don't necessarily want me 100% relaxed, but
right. Well, this is
I,
exactly tap in. It's like you can tap in that energy. Like it's okay to
yeah,
get into my empowerment and my energy, and it's like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly. What about Barry, Holly? You guys notice a shift? Doing okay?
Yeah, any more attacks, I'll be asleep.
Perfect. We'll stop there then. Holly, you okay?
Let's see. I think Holly.
Sorry, I had muted myself and it wouldn't let me unmute. I'm
Oh
doing
no.
fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay. And Jim
Okay.
Jim says he's in a peaceful, relaxed state.
Beautiful. Awesome, Jim. Okay, and so what you guys can do, this is another point you can tap on. So throughout the week, you can just feel what you're feeling. Notice that feeling and just, there's no magic formula except for when you're in it, just this feeling. Let it go. Letting go. It's safe. Let it go.
So it's a
Very
combination of affirmations while you tap.
Yeah, it's basically moving into what doesn't feel good, acknowledging it, and then reminding our unconscious there's another thing we can do. We can actually let this go. It's safe to bring in the joy. You can tap like that. So just this in itself can be a really simple thing to do if something comes up. So thank you, everybody. This is useful. Let's not fall asleep. Let's energize and
Right.
go off video.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Thank you, my dear.
Welcome.
I will say
Thank you,
namaste.
Diane.
Yeah, it's weird we
Thank
did it. You are awesome.
Guys.
Thanks. Yay. Okay, cool. So people can see you. Oh, wait a minute. You've hidden webcams, but I'm still being seen. So let me turn off my webcam. Here we go. Okay, webcam's now off. Okay, so wow. Let's everybody take a deep breath. If you're sitting down, why don't you guys stand up for a second and just stretch for a minute, just to change your state, because I don't want you guys falling asleep. Even though it's the beginning of your day, it's been a long day here. So cool. Let me answer Jim's question. I'll take a couple of quick questions, then I want to press on with what's happening, because like I said, there's a lot of interesting things that are going on that will be of great benefit. Jim's first question of the day is, my biggest concern is how do we find contact information such as email with potential speakers? You're going to, identifying your speaker is, hopefully you're going to find speakers that you have some semblance of contact with, at least one of them, so that you'll leverage one to the other. But for example, you're looking at my screen right now, Kelly O'Neill under branding. I have no idea who she is. She was recommended to me actually from Shamez, who's one of our members, and Sam's going to give me her contact information. Okay, so I'm getting it from other people. If I don't know that person, then I'm going to go look on their website for contact. I'll go to their customer support side for contact. So, for example, I have Jason Fladden listed here. I don't have Jason's direct line, but I do have access to his customer support people and his affiliate manager. So I would go that way. Okay, so that's the way I operate. Or again, I leverage off one or the other. So I don't know how to directly get to Amy Porterfield, but I do know a number of people who know Amy personally. So getting to Amy is just a matter of leveraging it. Simple, really simple. Remember, these guys are marketers. They don't want to be hidden. They want to be found. So while you may not get, oh, thanks, Holly. So what I don't, I just lost my train of thought here. Hang on, let me step back. Oh yeah. They don't want to be hidden, right? At all. I'd rather be connected through a personal referral than just going out of the blue. Because if it's a warm lead, so Holly says she's got access to. I'm not quite sure which person it was, but whether it's Amy or Kelly, for example, a warm lead.
That was Jason
That was
Fladley.
Jason. Okay, great, perfect. Thanks, Holly. I was one of the three, and of course I picked neither of them. But anyway, the fact is now Jason knows me, so Holly's sending me to Jason, which would certainly be a warm lead, because Jason would be like, yeah, I met him in Atlanta a couple of years ago. Well, it's longer than a couple of years ago now. But And Amy, I've got a leveraging point because I promoted her, and I won a prize. So she automatically loves me because I made her money. Okay, but Kelly and Neil, no idea who she is. Can you send a message through LinkedIn? Yeah, you can, but you never know, Jim, whether they're gonna see it. I don't look at my LinkedIn messages regularly at all, so it's one way to do it, but that's the hard way to do it. You want to get somebody's phone number, and you want to go direct through a support line. Support line people monitor daily. LinkedIn, there's no guarantee anyone's ever going to see it. So you've got to be proactive. You've got to be as directly to that person as possible. And I'm not telling you not to use LinkedIn, but what I am suggesting is that you try and get as direct and find as much as you can a personal relationship to that individual. So if someone connects me direct to Kelly, then again, it's a one lead. It's sales, plain and simple. It's sales. But remember, what are you doing? You're helping those people do business. So it really is not as hard as I think you perceive it to be. These people want to hear from you, and there are a few that don't. There are a few that are complete assholes. I mean, and I'm being nice in those words. And I mentioned this to you from the very beginning. There are some people that are like, so is this a pitch fest? And you just want me to want to rape my list? And it's like, you know what? With that attitude, I don't want to do business with you at all. I mean, because they're already predisposed to give you an attitude. I'm not interested in that person. But when you present it, and we'll go into how you make that presentation probably next week. It's all about what's in it for them. So they will want to talk to you because you're offering them an opportunity to sell, to be exposed to a new audience and to sell, plain and simple. Okay, and will everyone say yes? Of course not. Not everybody will. But the good news that you have going for you is that you're going to show them a great looking website. You're going to sound like you know what you're talking about. Okay, you're going to have all the pieces in place. You're going to have instant pay shopping cart in place. All those things that the average newbie doesn't have. Okay, and if you guys want to role play on one of our calls, what a call would be like, so you get a little bit of experience doing that. Cool, and you guys can work together doing that as well. You can just kind of play it off, or have somebody that you work with role play with you. That's a really good way of doing it. Get someone that's not as sophisticated, perhaps as your uh, as your target, and talk to that person specifically. All of that. So you don't have a secret black book with the famous people spelled like Holly Carter does. No, I don't for everybody. No, absolutely. And there's people I want to bring on people, but I don't know because I want to expand the horizon and I want to add new things. If I'm always talking to the same group of people, then it really is inbred, and I don't want an inbred training. I want it to be something that grows each time with some new people. Okay, so what you're hearing in the background is the reminder for our call in 15 minutes. um, so so anyway, no, just again leverage with chiropractors, the World Chiro Conference. As I mentioned to you a few times, Dr. Fab Mancini, I was told to call him, and I said to my friend, do you have his contact information? He said, no, I don't. Just look him up online. So I found his website. His number was on the website. Bless his heart. And I called him, and he called me back. So that was providence. And the interesting thing is, it's going to be a lot easier than you think when you decide. And as you decide what the curriculum is, and as you decide who you want to be those speakers for your curriculum, you may find that any one of us within our group knows someone who knows someone that can get you that contact. Not a promise, but there's, since you're doing somewhat of a business oriented piece, there may be some speakers that have great overlap. So we'll see. Okay. Any other questions before I jump in and bring you up to speed as to what's going on? Okay. Well, then I'm going to jump right in. Firstly, Mara is going to be here in just a few minutes because she knows to be coming. So I want to see if I can find. It wouldn't be here. Nope, it's going to be somewhere else. Let's see. Where here it is. Right. This is the latest version of the homepage, if you will, right, of the event, of our event. There is one. See if as we go through it, see if you find the one thing that my mom picked up from Israel, mind you. I'm on Skype with my mom in Tel Aviv today, and she made a comment to me that was a perfect comment. So as I scroll through this, and Mara is going to be here in a minute or two, so we'll go into more detail. But I'm showing you what we've generated so far, and like I said, we'll dive in a little bit deeper onto the page. But just looking, here's our subliminal. We're telling you that you can do it mobile, okay? And then we have double speakers, which is going to get changed. But looking at just this one top area here, which is supposed to be the identifier of our target audience, what feedback do you have on this image?
Empowerment.
Okay, good.
Love it, by the way.
What's that?
Graphic, by the way.
I'm sorry, you broke up. I couldn't hear it.
Love the headline and the graphic beside it, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Cool, excellent. Yeah, and I'm sure this is stock right here. We're going to take a look at maybe unstocking it, but it does fit. So cool. Thanks, Barry. Anybody else?
Actually, to the left.
Boy, you're breaking up. I can't really hear you.
I'm actually talking about the little graphic to the left.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought you were. Right. Yeah, I liked it. I like that too. Okay, so here's what you don't see. Okay, you don't see diversity that much. You see white people. Now we have a woman, thank goodness, that's good. But we don't have enough of a. This is my mom's comment, by the way. We don't have anybody that's black. We don't have anybody that is Asian. We don't have anybody that adds more diversity to the picture. And mind you, while we are going to an English speaking audience, we still need to add more diversity to this photo. So I mean, I like the fact that we got a gentleman who's older, because our target market is someone anywhere from say 30 to 60. So I'm not quite sure how old this guy is, but she's probably in her 30s and he's young. So we've got a variety of age, but we don't have a variety of ethnicity. So we're going to make a change to that. Okay. Now the image that I want to use here is going to be an image that needs to be your target audience. At least that's who we're looking for. Who are you looking for? It's in this case, it's the target audience. Okay. Jim says power and confidence, and we totally want to see some power and confidence, of course. And again, this is how to attract your perfect client or customer. If your audience is different, and if your topic is different, of course, which it will be, then we're going to find a more appropriate image as well. But I do want, when we get to the point of where we say, who is this for, we want to make sure that pictures of your target audience are in there. Because again, we want them to identify with themselves. You follow? And so we're giving them as much reinforcement that way as we possibly can. Okay, we'll dive in deeper into this page when Mara gets here in a few minutes. But I wanted to at least share that with you just to kind of get you started. That we've made a bunch of progress here, and now we'll be going inside to the inner pages over the next couple of days. So we're moving right along in that area. Okay. Next, and Barry, this is going to be something that you're going to totally want to hear. We're going to dive into the task list for what needs to be accomplished, and we're working on the timeline right now within Basecamp. So let me show you if I can find out where we put it. Let me see what we did here. There was, hang on a second if I can find Basecamp. See if I got to figure out here we go. Okay, so we created we're creating a template, and what we're going to do, is we're going to give you guys a project in my Basecamp account. My Basecamp account. Say that backwards. So you guys don't need to buy Basecamp. What we're doing is we're creating a template, and then we'll go ahead and turn that template into a project for you. You'll be able to jump in and edit that what's it called, project, okay? And anything that you're working with our guys, you'll be able to interact with them as well. Okay, so you'll actually be able to follow that all along, do your own customization, and use Basecamp directly without having to pay for Basecamp. Okay, so, and that will last until the project is over, because we're giving you, ultimately I'm giving like 10 of you access to my 40 project account. Okay, but that will make it easier for you to jump in. If you want to use your own Basecamp account, that's cool. But if I can wrap it in and save you some money, I'd rather do that. So entirely up to you. Cool.
Cool.
All right. So what we did was we went ahead and we started listing all the tasks. So if I go to like an agenda view, for example, unfortunately, this was just finished like 25 minutes ago. So what he labeled them as by graphics team and by my name as opposed to what the actual task is. So that's going to be updated, unfortunately. But if I click on this for video team, for example, this is the leader video, and he's also got who it goes to as well, and the date. So this is supposed to be 5 days to get the video done, and that would be, he's got a start date of right now, which is wrong because the start date needs to be once I've identified the speakers. So again, we haven't gone through the whole Cisco, who created this, has not yet gone through the whole edit with me as to when this really needs to begin. But this would need to get moved by a few days for sure, because you can't do the video until we know who the speakers are. So we can simply move things around. Yeah, Barry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Was there a question?
I said, are we supposed to be seeing what you're talking about on the screen right now?
Yeah, and I am showing my screen. Is anybody not? Are you guys not seeing my screen? Not seeing my screen?
We have the website. Is that correct?
Oh wow, it's really slow then. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm in Basecamp right now. I left the site easily 60 seconds ago. Let me see if I can refresh this by stopping showing my screen and then showing my screen again. How's that?
Okay.
All right, let's see how this goes. Let me stop showing screen, and then let me show my screen. Let's see if that adds to it.
Glad I spoke up since I wasn't the only one.
No, I'm glad you did too, because I'm like, it's green light to me.
Ah, there we are.
How about that? Okay, cool. Thank you.
We got it.
There we go. Okay, so there's nothing that's perfect, and so when you're doing your events, one of the things that you will do is you will not do it alone. Of course, I'm going to want to be there with you if at all possible, as long as there's no scheduling conflict. But you're going to want to have at least one or two people with you, both to monitor the chat and to keep an eye on things for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is that if you can't get back on, if for whatever reason your internet gets cut down or your internet connection gets slow or whatever happens in your world, there's someone else on that can take the reins and keep running with it. So you're not alone. That's really important. Okay, first thing. Second thing is that if you are not comfortable, okay, there's someone else to work with you. So that will totally protect you, because I got to tell you, this has been a strange week for technology. Really weird stuff. So I did a webinar last week to sell our SiteWrap product, and I did it with my friend Ty Cohen. We had a great, we had over 500 people. I think it was 575 people registered for the webinar. Wonderful, tremendous, and we had 150 or whatever show up, and it was a good number, right? My internet connection started to slow down. So when I went in to do the live demo of how SiteWrap works and show people websites, the websites weren't loading, which blew sales. I mean, it just blew sales. So, and I usually sell very well. Sales were not very well. Okay, we did it again yesterday, I guess it was, the day before yesterday. Sales were back up to what they were supposed to be. And what I did, quite frankly, it was yesterday, as a matter of fact, for me, my yesterday. We had a coaching call from 4 till 6 a.m. And then at 6 a.m., I started to feel a little bit of degradation on my internet connection. I threw on some clothes. I took my big Yeti microphone, ran to the gym where my internet connection is like 2.5 times the speed at home. It's solid, and I did the webinar from the gym. So having someone else and this is all on my own, but having someone else to work with will protect you from any kind of stress. It will make things so much easier for you. Okay, so that's going to be important for you to know, and that's why for you guys to jump in and tell me I can't see the screen, obviously important. So I encourage people to talk to us. And something else to bear in mind too, just kind of moving forward, is that when we do live events, what really does build engagement is the humanity of it. Is when something screws up, people love that because they love that it's not them. And as you recover from it, and as you I don't want to necessarily say you're laughing about it, but as you just acknowledge it with that element of humanity that you have, people we are easy to forgive. We really are, especially if we acknowledge our faults. We really are easy to forgive. So, if there's a problem because you can get on for a little bit or whatever else, it's cool. And especially in the beginning, you want somebody on with you at the beginning so that if you can't get in, and you will try to get in, early. There's always someone to help you. So I'm kind of beating that one up, but this project calendar, um, was created. Let me see if I can go back to the template here. Let's see, because it's kind of difficult to see what each of these things is. So I'm gonna run to the template, and I'll go from the template for right now, and that will help. I hope. So let me see if I can find it. Where we are here. Okay, so templates. Here we go. And I'm not going to edit this template with you here because I don't know what he did. Okay, but we created this template called Totalpreneur Intensives. Okay, and there should be a to-do list. He took all the to-dos out. I'm going to kill him. Okay, he had all the to-dos in here, which I was hoping to show you. But what he did is he turned them on to events. So let me see what I'm doing here. So he's got upcoming events. He's got video team. This makes it really easy really difficult rather for us to edit. So bless his ever-loving heart. He had to run to the hospital. His son is in the hospital with a very high fever, so I couldn't keep him here tonight to kind of go over this with us, so we would look through it. Here's what we did, and we did it by week as to when things need to happen, by dates. But unfortunately, I don't know what video team means because this just says the leader video, so it's not clear. We have to resolve this, which will be done tomorrow because he's able to put it up pretty quickly. What we did, this is not making it easy for me to teach, unfortunately. Let me see if I can go to the preview. Here we go. What I did was we took all of the tasks from our last event, because you always want to leverage from and find the easy button from what you did before and then enhance. So I had him take, and I showed this to you guys last week. I had him take all the tasks and the entire timeline from the last event that we had, which was World Chiro Conference, and he put that into Basecamp, and he put it in with the time frame that it is. So, for example, this was create the summit. This is the graphics team to create the summit cards. So there's a welcome card, there's a thank you for coming card, there's a thank you for buying card, and we use send out cards. So if someone enrolls in advance and they're paying in advance, okay, we sent them a welcome to the event card. Now that might cost me 50 cents, 60 cents, call it $1, at its highest number. But if someone's paying me $297, I'll pay $1 to send a welcome card from Send Out Cards, which is personalized to them, because no one else does that stuff. So it's a value add to the customer, and it's a retention vehicle because it's like no one does it, and it's like, wow, they care enough about me, I better attend. Okay, after it's over, we sent a thank you for coming one, and again, it helped the ascension model for them to stay with us for the long term. And if somebody bought something, we had a different card that went out, which was, hey, we really appreciate you're taking the steps to build your business. Congratulations, we're proud of you. So those are the 3 cards that graphics team that Fricks made. Okay, Christian Deschavez Fricks. Okay, I completely forgot about them. That's why we have these systems in place so that it's all listed here. So we will be having cards made again for this, and that was only 2 days for him to make that. Okay, so that was the time frame allocated for that. Okay, site graphics, he had a week to do site graphics. Mara's been working on our site for a few days, and by the way, what she's doing is significantly more sophisticated and advanced than what we've done before. Although it took us quite a few days actually to get the graphics done on World Chiro because we were going across the entire screen, which we'd never done before, and we had to model that and figure out how to make that work with Optimized Press. Okay, because that's what we were using at that time. So I will go through all of this rather than try and figure it out here with you. I'll go through this with you. Well, actually, what I can do is I'll give you the overview with this. This will be in Basecamp. This will be in the template for you as well, and it will be in a template logically. But I'm going to walk you through the tasks that we're doing, so you have a better feel for what needs to be achieved. Is that cool?
Cool.
Okay. All right. Great. So, and by the way, when you see it done, you're going to see it in a Gantt chart. The reason why we're operating with it in an event mode in Basecamp, and we're still learning how to use Basecamp better because I am not a Basecamp genius. I'm going to play the guy card. I went in and started using Basecamp before I ever went through the tutorials because that's me, and probably maybe every other guy in the world too. We figure out after we can't figure it out, we look at the instructions. We have to do it ourselves first. So I'm going back after using Basecamp for so long to try and figure out how to best do it this way because we do want a Gantt chart. We're also looking, and by the way, looking at this thing called WorkStack, which allows you it ties into WordPress into Basecamp, and it diagrams things out based on people in the team, so that you can actually see where they are, what they're working on, and then you can move things around as necessary. So you see all the tasks by person, which I really like. So we're going to be looking at this. I just found this today. But what I'm really trying to achieve is the ability to get a snapshot of what's got to be done by what time. If someone's not getting it done, then getting some help, and so on. Now, for those of you that are like, wait a minute, that's a lot of work to do, and I'm one person. How the hell do I get this achieved? I'm going to suggest two things. First of all, come to the webinar that we're doing in about 10 hours. I'm doing with Ty Cohen and Tom Jandula because it's on outsourcing. And I've been doing outsourcing for a long time, as you know, because obviously my team is all outsourced. I mean, they're on payroll, but they're all outsourced. So it's fundamental to what we're doing. The webinar is going to be interesting. I'm waiting to learn some things too. So I'm going to be listening to every single word. So listen to that webinar. The other thing is that you will want to bring on some outsourced folks. Absolutely will, without a shadow of a doubt, because there's a lot of stuff that you're going to need to do. A lot of stuff that you're going to need to do, and you won't have time to do it if you Holly, for you in a lot of ways, Stephanie, for you too, Jim, you've got a company that you run. And Barry, you got no problem with that because you're sitting on the beach all day long eating bonbons. So, so this should be a breeze for you. You got time to kill. You're going to need help. All of you are going to need help. So as I go through this, I don't want you to get into the sense of overwhelm, okay, at all. What I want you to be in the place of, here's what we're just going to build a team to do that, and understand that your team, particularly if you're using folks in the Philippines, does not need to be very expensive. You may be able to do this with one or two people totally. Okay. Again, I've got more, and I'm adding more people because I've got a lot of other initiatives happening at the same time. But as I go through it, go ahead, Barry.
Keep your tasks for each individual really simple, usually no more than 3 things.
Yeah, well, as I go through it, you're going to see all the things that must be done to get this thing achieved. Will we know the tasks you should be hiring for? Of course, absolutely. And you want to keep your people to a minimum. We want to keep your cost to a minimum. That's why I'm doing everything we can here to kind of give you the perspective of what needs to be achieved. See, I mean, for me to jump in and say to you guys, well, it's really simple. You just plan your event, you pick your topics, you pick your speakers, you put it up on a website, you send out some emails, and you're good to go. Well, that's the kind of the executive overview, but it's also destined. You're destined to fail and be small, because if you don't have a fully cohesive system to really build it, and you'll see as I read this through to you, then it's going to be a challenge. So that's the scenario. I want to just take a real quick and see if Mara has arrived, and I don't see her yet. Okay, cool. They may have a power failure.
And I'm gonna have to disappear soon, so I just I'll pop off at some point. I'll stay as long as I can.
Okay, not a problem. Of course, it's being recorded, so the URL to sign up for Ty. Yeah, did you not get an email for that? Okay, let me. Yeah, I better forward that to you guys right now, because otherwise. Oh, and you know what? It's sent on his. Hold on a minute. I got to figure out what that was. Give me 1 second, you guys. I will find that for you real fast. Let me figure out what I did with it, because it's not. I'm not hosting it. It's on their account, so I can't just go to webinar real quick. So give me 1 fast second. I will find that to you before I forget. So let's just do it real quickly right now. And actually, it was a wrapped page, so let's find it. I'll find it that way. That'll be easier to do. Let's see if I can quickly find that. Sorry. Let's see, where is it? It's in one of 84 different places that I haven't looked. Okay, it's probably on this page then. No, not here either. Let's see. Huh. What did I do with it? Wow, I am like not finding any of my stuff. Oh, because it's right in front of me. I'm feeling so brilliant. Okay, let's go find this thing for you guys real quick. Let's see. Holly, you got your link that you were looking for earlier. So let's go and search for this real fast. I'll get you guys that link. Because like I said, I don't remember what the heck it is. So I'll just pick it up by date. If you're in WordPress, by the way, a little hint, to find your most recent pages that you created, just click on date over here on the right-hand side, and you'll be able to see your pages created in date order. Okay. And it should load sometime this week. Let's try it again. Let's see. All right, it's not. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Wrap farming secrets. Try colon replay. Wrap farming. Oh, that was okay. Here we go. That was from the webinar we did the other day. I didn't delete. Here we go. Wrap tie outsource. Okay, so I'll find that for you real quick. You'll go. Oh, this is simple. I'll put it in the chat. It's totalpreneur.com/wrap-tie-tom-outsource. So I'm going to stick it in the chat. You can just click on it, and I'll take you there. 1 second. Okay, so that's the link to go to the page to register for the webinar. Okay, and whoops.
Okay, I have a stupid question. I'm on
Sure.
mobile.
Yeah.
I don't see the chat window. Is
Oh, right. Yeah. You should be there should be a button for you to see that, I think. Because when I answer a question, hang on a minute. I'll do it this way. I'll put it in the question box. Can you forward the URL? I'll put it here. Thank you. That's good. Wait a second. I gotta actually type it all the way in 1 second. Okay. This should work. See if that comes through on your mobile. Still have no emails for recordings of our sessions either. The sessions are all posted. I don't think I've emailed any. It's up. They're in the members area within like 24 hours because I don't want to overwhelm you with like emails every day saying if there's more content. So I have not emailed you guys. If you want me to email your reminders, I will. I just haven't done it just because I didn't think I needed to give you tons more email. But if you want me to, do you guys let me know? I'll be happy to do it. What would you guys like me to do?
I'm sorry, say that again. I was looking for the.
Oh, did you find it?
No, there's nothing here on
all right.
the mobile, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll Skype it to you, Barry, when we're done. How's that? Oh, except that you're not at your thing. Dang it! I'll email it to you. I'll just do it that way. And you know what I'll do? Hang on a minute. You know what? I'm going to do better than that. Just 1 second. I'm like being really stupid here. Hang on a second. This is called. I have a team. Why am I making myself crazy? Hey, Mark. Can you please send the last broadcast to OESF peeps?
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, duh. I mean, like that's the easiest thing to do. Why don't this is the idea of outsourcing, guys. Learn to use your team. Don't do it all yourself. It's real simple. Okay, so let me just make sure that he's got that, and that was the Ty Cohen number 3. Okay, cool. So that'll be on the way to you shortly. So my apologies. And just to clarify, do you guys want me to send you reminders that I posted content to the members area? I'm happy to do it, but I'm going to do it as a group. I'm not going to do it for individuals because it'll just be a broadcast email to all of you saying that the what's the word I'm looking for, that the recording is up. If you want me to, happy to do it. Just let me know.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
I don't think that's necessary. If
Okay.
As long as we're all checking the members area on a regular basis, there's no need for you to email us.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it, but it's definitely. So, are you cool with that? Just go in because I'm putting them up as a top priority. So as soon as we finish, I render them, and then when I get to honestly, when I get to the gym, I put them up because I get faster internet, so it doesn't take all night. But that sounds great. Okay, cool. You don't have access to the members area yet? Okay, I'm going to take care of that too. I don't know why you don't have access to the members area. All of you should. Um,
Yeah, it's a problem. I've checked all of my emails and everything and no access yet.
okay, I'm taking care of that right now. Please get Stephanie Bolton, members area access, pronto. Gotta spell pronto right. There we go. That'll be done now too. Okay,
Thank you.
my pleasure. Yeah, I had no idea. I would have handled that for you instantly had I known. I apologize to you. Okay.
Ken, this is Holly. I think I spaced out or something.
Yeah.
This outsourcing webinar, it looks like it was held today. I mean, this morning.
It's held Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
It says Wednesday, May 15th. Today is Thursday, May 15th.
Oh God, the email says Wednesday, May 15th.
Okay.
Well, it is Thursday, May 15th.
Well, the website says Wednesday, May 15th. So that's
Seriously?
tonight.
Oh no, what a turkey. Yeah, it is tonight. It is tonight. Great. So we're saying that lead pages is wrong. They set it up wrong. That's lovely. I didn't create it, and I didn't look.
And will there be a replay if we're not able to attend live?
Yeah, there will.
Okay,
Ty does
great,
replays.
thanks.
I don't like doing replays, but yeah. Is the members
Okay,
area where the
thanks.
previous webinars are posted? Yes, everything's going there. So Mara's coming in right now. Great. Yeah, you guys should have all had access to the members area. So again, my most heartfelt apologies. I've been working, uploading everything personally to get them up there quickly. So yeah, you guys will. Let me just make sure. Hang on for a second. Tell him right now. Make sure all. Oh yes, F. Okay. All right. So that's in process, and Mark created the page, so he's in charge of that. So that's as good as handled right now. Once that email goes out to all of you guys. So thanks for that, Holly. I didn't know that they that they did that wrong, but at least the reminders will come out with the right date. So okay, Mara, are you here? Mara is here. Fantastic. Okay, great. I'm going to jump back before I start going through the details of all that we're going to do. Let's go through the site with Mara because it is 11:44 p.m. for her. So now that she's here, and then we'll dive into the task list, and then I will tell you the news for what we're doing Tuesday because I've got a special event for Tuesday that's going to be really interesting. And Barry, you want to hear about this for sure. So let me go to the page. So Mara, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Okay. Well, welcome back. Good to see you or hear you at the very least. At least you've got a decent connection.
Okay.
As an update, I showed this to my mom. My mom called me from Tel Aviv tonight. It was her first day off yet, and we're like Skyping with video. So that's like I love technology. So I showed her the page because she's like, "So what are you doing, darling?" And I showed her the page, and she and she liked it, and she said it looks great. She said she made one comment though about the top video, or the top picture rather, which I didn't notice. And actually, I asked the team here, and they didn't catch it either. They liked the picture, but what they didn't notice was what my mom noticed, which was it doesn't have enough diversity. There's no ethnicity in that.
Actually, they're a team of 5. There are actually 2 other people on his left, and one of them looks Indian. However, I had a really hard time finding a group that fit the space.
Got it.
So
Yeah. I saw that you trimmed it out.
Work that out.
I did know there was something that came trimmed off here because I could see the little detail on his left arm. You may need to Photoshop in another person somewhere along the line, or else let's look for another image. But we definitely want somebody that's of color, and whether it's someone that's Indian or Asian, and I know Indians are Asians, but you know what I'm saying. I do want to make sure that we have that better covered. But definitely somebody of color. So and that's something we did on World Cairo. We definitely took care of that. And I didn't notice that. My mom did. Bless her heart. Okay. Um,
She's quick.
yeah, she is. It was within seconds that she pulled that one out. I was like, wow, you got that one right, Mom. So cool. I like the age range here. She's cool. It does look businessy, but it's business casual. It's interesting that
Mhm.
they're all wearing like white, which is kind of interesting in terms of what's what I'm looking for.
Century 21, it reminds me of, to
Does
a
it
certain degree.
really?
It's a real estate where they all have the uniform
Yeah. Well,
jacket. You
I
can
used
wear
to,
any other thing under it, but
right.
that the same jacket.
I used to wear that jacket. I used to be a trainer for them. So
Ah,
yeah, and yeah, I'm remembering that. It's funny too, because I remember that now the regional office was at the World Trade Center of all places. Yeah, so I do like that because again, I think no, what it is purity. The white or the just slightly off white color is very purity oriented. So I think it unconsciously says something like that, which is kind of cool because we are looking for heart
Okay.
centered sort of people. So I'm okay with that. Not that we have to do that, but
Yeah.
we need to solve that. So what you might want to do rather than going through and putting it back in here, Mara, is tomorrow just
Mhm.
shoot me some links or shoot me some videos and let's go look at them together maybe, and we'll just pop
that's
something in.
good gear.
You know what I
For
mean?
options.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Now, you guys, we as you start thinking about what you're doing for your events. And by the way, as a reminder, I want you to book some time with me ASAP so we can be abundantly clear. Because as soon as this site's done, we're gonna start working on yours, and we can't work on yours unless we know what we're building, right? But what I'm going to tell you is deposit photos is where these photos are coming from. Okay, so if we're building your site, we'll pull them from here because we have an account with them, and we've already prepaid for a lot of photos. So we've already bought them for you basically. So go ahead and go through deposit photos for what you perceive as being your target audience and what would fit your site. They've got good quality photos. Don't buy anything. Just identify what it is, and then Mara will go ahead and she'll grab it and she'll put it in the mockup for you. Okay, so it's depositphotos.com. All right. Um, this looks good. I mean, it's I part of me still wants to make this a bit bolder, but it looks so clean and simple that I'm not sure that it really needs to do that. This icon over here to the left. Are you planning on having Fricks make something different, or are we looking to keep that? Or it's nice. I just know that.
That will be up to you, actually.
Okay. No, I mean the only reason why I would say maybe give Frick something to do with it is only because it's stock, right? I mean, you pulled it from somewhere, didn't you?
I created it from stock. It's not stock anymore. It
Oh, okay.
was.
Oh, okay.
However, I did want him to create something just to maintain some continuity between all our logos.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get him to do that. I mean, I like this. Barry made a comment that he likes it, and if Barry likes it, it's good enough for me. So
Okay.
It's got a
so
very good subliminal
what's
effect
that?
too.
What?
It's got a very good subliminal effect too because you've got the bar graph showing profit, and you've got the yellow arrow going up showing growth.
Hmm. Yeah, and the arrow also goes right to the headline too. So
Yeah.
it actually does work. So that's actually fine. But I mean, I I'd have no problem with leaving it. The 3-day intensive training
Okay.
here, the live online sessions here ties into the top. We have it. We do have. Oh, wait a minute. Do we have? Oh, you did. You took it off the top. The live online sessions that we had up
Yeah,
top. Okay.
because it kind of made more sense when you read it in order.
Yeah. No, it does make sense. It fits beautifully, actually. The video.
So actually, I was thinking of moving the register for free right under that because it doesn't fit above the fold. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I would put it there too. The
Yeah, okay.
yeah, because I want it above the fold, and right now, um, we're registered for free, at least on my computer, is cut off.
Yeah,
So I want it all above.
right.
I want it all above the fold. With the
Okay.
video, we're going to do the video for autoplay.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing is, if we go autoplay, it's not going to open up in the lightbox or get bigger. And I'm going to want the video to be bigger. So we got to figure what to do about how to make the
Okay.
video go bigger. Um, so we need to think about that. We don't necessarily need to have copy here, if that will
Mm-hmm.
make life easier for you in a fashion. But the video is going to tell the story. And I was talking to Shamez over the weekend, and he called it what he called it he called it an event trailer. And
Mhm.
I hadn't thought about it, but at World Chiro Conference, the video that appears there, which is like a 3-minute video, is a compilation video of each of the speakers telling why people should attend. And it was a compilation. It grew. I kept adding things to it. But what it did had I took some of the preview sessions that we did, some of the Google Hangouts that we did, and then some of the videos that were made by the speakers directly for us, and I put them all together, and it was our trailer. And I hadn't thought about it as a trailer, but that's exactly what it is. So
Mhm.
so what Ben is doing, Ben Croft is doing with his event is I keep wanting to do this. He's got the two spokespeople talking about his thing right here. Okay, that's this is his page. So they're coming straight at you, and that's their piece. Okay, same idea. There's our sign up for the complimentary initial free summit, and then he goes down to the rest of his stuff. This is how we cloned his subliminal. Okay, um, so I like the way he did his video here. Of course, it's prominent, and there's nothing else to distract. What you did is
Mhm.
is, and we might want to actually split test, but I like what you did. I mean, it's just clear, and it's professional. Again, we're looking to show a professional piece. So what we should do though is we should say, register for the free. I'll give you some additional copy to put under here, similar to
Okay.
what Ben has. Sign up for
Jeff,
the free complimentary. Yeah, but
sorry.
okay.
How are you with replacing the team with the video, just like what they have on WBEX?
That's
Because
fine. That's
I
totally
mean,
fine.
if
That's fine.
yeah, that's okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Because I can find a way to put the team in this little box here, since I mean, you have to, the video is the primary
Yeah.
thing that you want to show,
Well,
right?
well,
So,
yeah.
okay.
Well, let me ask another question for you. How about, and this may
Uh-huh.
look stupid, but how about if the people become part of the background, the videos is so you have more people, for example, so you have like a bunch of them, and this maybe you have a little bit
There
of,
is actually a stock photo
I saw I
of
saw,
people holding up like a square.
okay, try that because I saw what you did here. We didn't get down this far, but I saw that you took a shadow here out of deposit photos. And so you're doing some of this with people holding things up, which is kind of cool. So let's see what we can play with it. But I do think really that the video is better served up here. I do think
Okay,
that.
great.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. No,
I
that
I would have to agree.
yeah. No, I yeah. Go ahead, Barry.
You could get benefit of both by simply doing a screenshot of the the team or the people that are in this photo
Hmm.
and making that frame in
Mm-hmm.
the video.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes. That's exactly good. That's a really good point.
Okay.
Rather than putting it on the MacBook.
On the main.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. We can play with
Right
that.
into
Yeah,
you have two
because I like the,
focal.
yeah, Barry. Boy, I tell you what, your connection's not so great. I can hear like every other word.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
yeah, it's kind of tough, but because I do want to hear what you got to say. The white background here is good. It's good clarity. So as much as I said you could make it a background, this is so cool, so good that I'm not sure that the background's necessary, especially if we do a frame around the video, because the video doesn't have to be the full size. It could be smaller. I mean, how did he do here?
Did you understand what I said, Maura?
Say
Yeah. Sorry.
Did you understand what I was saying?
what
Just half of it. Sorry,
what what
not
I th- what I
much.
what I thought
But
what I thought you were saying was that where, for example, the video is inside the Mac over here, let the video be inside of the actual graphic of the people. Let the people be around the video. Is that what you're talking? What you were suggesting?
um, what I understood was
What Mara?
that the people could be part of shot within the video.
Well, we can put people
Yeah.
we can put people in the video too,
So you
right?
have it like the video, right?
I
To
thought
the
that was
first still shot of the video.
So this guy, yeah, yes, I think that's it.
would you explain it to me because I'm not following
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh, so choppy.
Yeah, I know Barry's really choppy.
I think what he's trying to say is the. Oh my gosh, it's so choppy. I think what he's trying to say is the first still shot of the video before it's played would be these people. Instead of having them as the main thing, we can have them inside the video player.
Well, you could
So
do
they'd
that.
still be part of the main
Okay.
masthead.
That's totally cool, and we can completely put that in the video too, for sure. The thing is,
Mhm.
well, that's the case. Then the question, and there's two elements of choice here. And by the way, easy to test if you want to play the test. Is I like to throw my videos on autoplay. There are those people that said they don't like autoplay. I like a video, especially if it's a welcome video. So,
Mhm.
but it could be a voiceover over the people. Most of the video that I do for an event usually shows me as the host, and the
Right.
and the face behind it. So
Well, I could find a similar graphic
mhm,
and there in deposit photos actually they have stock video.
mhm. Oh,
So
that's
you
right, they
could
do. I
voice,
forgot. You're right.
yeah, you could voice over something like that. We could go
Okay,
over a few options.
we could do that, and frankly, we could easily start with me, whether I'm going to be more formal, whether I'm going to do it as a pool video, and then quickly segue
Yes.
off of me to the image or to your video, and then to our speakers, so we can play with that.
Right.
Okay, all right. Let's go in that direction, but we can still use that photo or a variation thereof, not necessarily this photo, but a variation thereof
Mhm.
further down on the page. That'll make this front
Mhm.
part easier and better. Okay, cool. I like it.
Mm.
I like it. Um, I see you really made the nipple small. I don't know that we want to keep it. I think we still want to make it a bit more prominent. So,
Okay.
but maybe you got to make it a bit wider so that way you don't lose the real estate there. But try
Sure.
try that, and then possibly, well, now that you've got this thing being taken off, you could have a line going across to make it more prominent, or maybe it's just the V part. But play with it a little bit to make it a bit more prominent, so people know they need to go down. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what do you want to put in this thing with the nipple then, since the video and the call to action is are gonna go up to the
Well,
main masthead?
well, you don't need anything here now, right? This whole section can go away. Because you'll have the sponsors and you go
Yeah.
right into the copy. I don't think we need to have anything there right
Right.
now, right? Okay. Um,
Okay, so do you want to move the nipple to the main masthead thing? Like right
um,
under this?
yeah, well, yeah, because this whole section with me and the register for free that goes away. So this whole green
Mm-hmm.
section that actually is going to get much more narrow, isn't it? That's going to be
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So then we can kind of follow along what we did with the other one, and just make it wider, not deeper, but wider, I
Okay.
suppose.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The some of our sponsors, I probably, well, yeah, well, this whole section will be adjusted because if we have more sponsors, for example, the sum of our sponsor part, we can adjust the size of it, um, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and you've got this kind of greened out rather than grayed out or whatever. I think it's fine. Now, guys, just so you all know,
Mm-hmm.
this sponsor area over here is is a plug and play area. If you don't have sponsors, it goes away. Okay. I want you to have some sponsors because I want it for credibility. So even if you give someone a free sponsorship, if you have to for credibility, then do it. But have something in there which does add some value to it. Okay. You could, by the way, Mara, we could do something which we haven't done yet. Our speakers have been featured on, but I don't think that's really necessary. That's the as seen on TV sort of thing. I'd rather really promote the sponsors. So with whatever you're doing, and again, we'll get into this more deeply in our one-on-one. But what from where I
Mm-hmm.
from where I sit, you want a sponsor that's going to be logical for your area, and so we'll be meeting. My team and I will be meeting over the next few days to identify who our appropriate sponsors are for this event and others, and then we'll go and we'll put together a sponsorship package. Okay, and generally speaking, just as a background of it, what the sponsor gets is right here on the front page of this, and tons of traffic is going to get driven here, and you need to know about what traffic you're going to be needing to drive to this page. So that way, when you say to the people, we're expecting to have 100,000 eyeballs, or 100,000 people, rather, 200,000 eyeballs visiting this website, and all you got to do is mail. And if you have a special offer that you want to give somebody, that's fine. We really want, and we want you to promote to your people. And by the way, I'm happy to pay you to do so. Normally you pay for a sponsorship. In this case, we'll make you an affiliate. So our piece of that's great. Now, if you want to sponsor, if you want to sponsor the what's the word I'm looking for? Sponsor the USB stick that we're going to give them. Well, not give them, they're going to be paying for it. Then they can put their logo on the USB stick along with ours, and that's something that they buy. So they pay for the USB sticks, for example. All sorts of things you can do with a sponsor. Okay, let's keep going. This blue, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a good converting color here, kiddo. But certainly better than the purple. But I think I would look for a different color, or at the very least something perhaps deeper. What, Barry?
I said I have one more comment on something above where you are now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Social proof icons.
Yes.
On the green.
Okay.
I think they're. I don't think they're as prominent as they should be for you.
Okay.
Sorry, which one is this?
That's our sponsor. Our sponsor logos.
I think that's muting your effect of those the way they're grayed out in monotone there.
That has a functionality that works the same as the speaker area. When you mouse over them, it becomes full color.
Can you reverse it?
Well, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that in this case I want to do that necessarily, because I'm not sure.
Okay.
On the speakers, people mousing over the speaker. I'm still not convinced I want to do that with the speakers either. By the way, but we'll get to that in a minute. With and that doesn't mean yes or no. It's just I'm not completely convinced. But with this, I do agree with Barry. I think we want to go full color with those. And if we want to do a mouse over, that's cool. But I don't think people are going to be there on the page long enough to figure it out. And from the sponsor standpoint, it's really an instant view as opposed to get more details. If Forbes was sponsoring us, or if it was somebody that was sponsoring us that is in that industry that people know, they're not going to mouse over it because they already know who it is. Because again, it's social proof. So yeah, I didn't know why you did this, but yeah, you. And I just looked at it as a placeholder for now. When it came time to put in, I would have been like, yeah, we need to have this full color. But Barry's right. Okay. So, and I'm not sure that the muted green. I'm not loving the green, that particular shade of green. But I know you got to match the theme here. But definitely full color for that. Okay, cool. If we had special offers from the sponsors, we could absolutely do a pop-up with that. But remember the purpose of this page. The purpose of this page, and this is for all of you, is to what is the purpose for this page, you guys? One purpose. What is it?
To get them to sign up.
Damn right. So I don't want to just distract that with a lot of other stuff. It's one message. Now we're changing our tune a little bit, Barry, than what we've done before. And what we did before was, which frankly was not terribly bright, I think. But we went straight for the sale. We went straight for the sign up now for $297. You can get it for half price, blah, blah, blah. And we didn't really, we, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why we didn't do this, but we didn't just take them straight into the free sessions, which frankly is smart. We're still going to charge people for going to the main event, but the free thing, it gives you the best of both. It gives you the ability to give them something free, so you get your free people. And then if they don't convert on the next page, which is what they're going to get to next, is the thank you, you're registered now. The main event is this, and here's the tuition for it. If you come in right now at the early bird price, you're going to save X dollars, and you're going to get some extra bonuses. So that's where we'll convert probably. I think the number was, well, actually, original numbers were like 6%. I think we can do a lot better than that now. So, that conversion will be fine. And then, of course, we're still building a list, and we have the ability when they come to those free previews to convert them into a sale. So the purpose is one thing, okay? So any extra clicks that they've got to do, Unless it champions that, then we got a problem. All right. Learn the most effective ways. So this color just to me isn't strong enough, and I'm questioning you on the size of like the join us and maybe even the headline, and I'm just questioning it relative to what we've looked at before with some of the bigger fonts that we've seen on other sites that have been easy to read sites. Like let's go back. Um, for example, on this one, bigger font, bigger, bolder font. I'm not loving his green, but but again, it is bigger than what we're doing. You see, so I would opt to go on the headline to go to the bigger and simplistic. I'm gonna have to write shorter copy to get to something like this, but I do want to go. I do think I want to go with a bigger starting point. Okay, you still there, or did you mute yourself? Yeah, you muted yourself. Okay, Mara's muted. So there's a Lauren Ipsum. There's a register for free.
Oh my God, I was talking the whole time. I was muted.
Oh, were you? Oh, okay. What were you telling me?
Sorry, I was saying, yeah, sure, go, yeah, no problem, but I was muted, sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so cool. So the rest of this is fine with me. This image, I'm I'm actually okay with it. I'm actually okay with that. I will want to look at some alternatives, but I'm okay with it. Because
Okay.
it's the most effective ways, and they're looking it over. So yeah, and again, they're facing us, or they're coming here, and the clipboard is right at register for free, so they're all in the right direction there. This is the part that we have a little technology on. The 14 experts. Yeah, the headline is just weak. Not that, I mean, I like the 14 experts, 3 days, unlimited possibilities. I've loved that, but it's I think size wise, again, it's too weak.
Mm-hmm.
So so there we go there. The
I have a
yeah
problem here.
yeah
Because you mentioned earlier that you asked me why there are two
oh yeah right right
speaker sections. So
right
if I were to merge the copy of both sections, it would
uh
be really long. So
yeah
if I were to make the font size big,
mm-hmm.
um, there would be more copy than there are photos.
That's fine because I'll tell you why. It's redundant. It's still redundant. In other words, here's the 14 experts. The 14 experts are here. The who's speaking, we've already shown them that. They've been careful. They've been carefully
So you
selected. Blah
want to
blah blah.
keep it on the, yeah, that you want to keep this top part and
Keep
take out the bottom part.
keep the top part. Take out the bottom part. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not necessary. That other page was so long and kind of wordy, and so now I want to take it down a bit better. The
Mm-hmm.
way that we're designing this right now is that the speakers, one speaker is in color, and which I'm not sure how that'll
Mm-hmm.
get defaulted. It'd be nice if it was random, but one, but and actually, if I have a headliner that I want to promote more, then maybe that's just the person I put in color. Everything else is like a shade of blue. And then
Mm-hmm.
actually, let me go to the page. What was it? What
It
page?
was,
I'm going
wait,
blank
I
right
have
now.
it in my notes somewhere.
I'll just show everybody real quick
Hold
what
on.
that is. Shutter, not Shutterstock. God, it was with an S. Oh gosh,
Yeah, it was something else. Hang on.
boy,
Sorry. One
boy,
second.
this is bothering me. What the heck
Oh,
was it? That's it.
studiopress.com.
Thank you, studiopress.com. Here we go. Whoops. Ah, okay. So if you go to studiopress.com and scroll down, you'll see some testimonials. And this. I'm not positive I want to go this direction, but every time I see it, I like it, and to me, it's engaging. So we'll see what your thoughts are on this, if it ever loads. And they tell me that I've got no problem with my internet connection. Go figure. Okay, let's get this to load. And by the way, if you're in a place where your internet connection is dicey like mine, and you're gonna do an event, you don't do it at that place. If you can't get your internet connection solid and fixed, you don't do it. I won't do this event at home this time. Can't afford to. I will go somewhere else. I can't do it at my gym unless I negotiate, but I will go somewhere else. I don't have a choice. Okay, that just FYI. It's degraded. Never used to be like this. But it's degraded. This is what I'm talking about right here. The pictures are blued out, but as you as you mouse over them, they go to full color. And so in doing, and then what they have on the left hand side is a quotation as a testimonial, but obviously on the left hand side could be some speaker information, or if you click on it, it could pop up. We had pop ups before, but in this case, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure what I want to do with it. I like the pop up because the pop up gives you the ability to get more detail. But on that one page, I'm thinking that I don't want them to be reading a ton. I want them to sign up. So if I just had a paragraph of what the speaker is going to be talking about, then once they get inside, they can get more detail. They can go to the speaker page. And actually, if we look at, I mean, I don't know, but I just can't stop going and looking at this animation. I just think it's really cool, and I think that will build engagement for the page. Okay, but with this, on the way this is designed right now, we don't have a place for that to be. So unless that pops up somewhere, we got to talk to Matt about how that technology is going to work, right? So I'm not sure how we're going to do that. We got to talk about that and think about that a bit more clearly, and talk to Matt tomorrow to make life easier. Okay. But the point is, I don't want to overdo it with the speakers here, because again, I want people getting to free as quick as possible. Okay. There's some Dream Team copy, and you've got the hands kind of showing that. What might make sense over here, I don't know, so that people can see more of the Dream Team hands, is maybe, Mara, you just do this and make it a bit more transparent so that the back shows through a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a thought.
That would really like obscure the text. Maybe I'll find a more appropriate background image.
Okay. Yeah, obviously I don't want to obscure the text, but I was thinking just, you know, if you made it transparent by maybe 10% or something, just to get a little bit to show up. And it may be stupid.
We'll
and,
try that also.
it may be stupid. I'm not talking about heavy duty. Okay. A full 2-day intensive conference. We have to clarify 2 versus 3 days, so I'll look at that. The no travel required. What we'll do is I don't want to confuse things, but the no travel required, I did that no travel required logo that we have with the airplane and the Mac. Let's see if we can fly it in there somewhere. But what you did here, though, was really good. This was a great way to demonstrate the mobile ability of this without completely ripping off Bancroft. So that was nicely done. Okay, again, not love and blue, but this looks really good. This looks really good. And then who we are a little bit as pioneers. Over 10 years have told us they love the events. We don't have a lot of testimonials in here, but we should put testimonials in this area. And then basically we're done. This will go away. I guess here, and this may be the name of dude part that goes. So we'll look at that. You know, where the speaker information shows up. Okay. So that's it on the first page. That's all we got to do is just get them there. If we're going to throw bonuses attend for free and get this bonus that goes along with it, then we'll add a bonus image and we'll get there. But what this will be, you guys, this will be a pop-up. This you're not showing one of the strategies. I don't want to show an opt-in form. So when they click over here, there'll be a pop-up that asks just strictly for their name and their email address. That's it, right there. Nothing more. Once they get in, and the next page that we're going to work on is the congratulations and welcome page. Then I always do a video for that. And you're invited to the previews, and I got to figure out the segue language to go from you're all set for the preview sessions, but you want to reserve your spot to the live event on July, or I think it's July whatever. Okay, so that's that's the money page. So I'll build a copy on that over the weekend, and we'll have that ready to go for Tuesday. Okay, right, Mara? So we should be good with that page. What I want us to do is get the balance of this page for the consumer side. I want to get the speaker page done, which will be really pretty easy because it doesn't have to be as fancy schmancy as that. And then we'll get to work on the affiliate pages. But the most important thing is to get this done so that we can get our speakers on there, so that when you start approaching speakers to speak at this event, they're seeing a kick-ass page. They're seeing someone that knows what they're doing. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't even have to get deeper than this one page. Okay, because what you're going to say is here's what we're doing, here's what the conference is all about. We're still building out the site, but we want you on it. So it's that and the JV page for the speakers that are most important right now. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on, and of course we'll just fill in everything else. Okay, any questions so far from any of you guys? Mara, any questions on your side?
Nope, all clear. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, then I will let you head off to the sunset. Oh, but hang on, just so that everybody can see this. There's always a variety of opinions as to whether you should have navigation on your sales page. There's a lot of pros and cons. The pros are that they can see all of what they can make an informed decision. They can get more information on the faculty, for example. They can find out who we are, and again, it all leads to signing up. So those pages, these links over here. And by the way, these links, Mara, I'm thinking about it, could be specific links for the opt-in. So they're not the ultimate. In other words, this agenda page is an opt-in agenda page versus the agenda page for attendees that paid, right? So we can define that and have each of these pages basically be more sections of what this is. I don't want to make this thing terribly long, but that's what it really would be. It's just adding more of what we had in where was, I think it was this, yeah, on this event, which is the World Cairo. World Cairo went really long. I mean, it just went really long, really long. So here's the 20 experts, 4 days, and unlimited possibilities. I like the prominence of that, and this kind of fit it. So whether we did something even just like this, with we could just kind of go something along that line with the nipple moving them down. It's completely possible. Okay, but this just keeps going and going and going. Here's a no travel required thing. And then here was the second set of speakers again, and I did have a third one. No, so what you did was I didn't have a third piece. It was that ribbon on the top, and then it was the third piece that wasn't redundant. It was just getting across the top. But all these different things on this page. This was the sales page to get in this case $597, but it was really going to be $297 for the early bird. So we're not asking for that money right now. We're going path of least resistance to get the opt-in, right? And then we'll ask for the money. But they're not going to come to the live event without that. And the preview sessions are designed strictly to get them to come to that live event. Okay. So yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with us doing something along the lines like this that just summarizes who all the speakers are, especially if we have a nav bar at the top that has the faculty listed here. So kick that around in your head as to what you think. This is not bad. I'm not complaining about it at all, but I'm just saying it might be easier for you. Okay, just a thought. Okay, but all these things, they say first of all that we're confident, that we're happy to share information, and again, if each of these things has a register area in it, then we should be fine. We're not going to lose anybody because what they're trying to do is get more information. And I want to make sure that they get the information they need to sign in. Okay. So there we go. And then the tickets page would be tickets for the live event. If this stays here, this may go away. But then again, it's two sides to that. If we're selling the free right here, then this is a distraction. But at the same time, if someone wants to buy right now, why would we get set in the way? I think it still needs to go. I still think it needs to be gone from this page. Unless the ticket thing is you're getting it a free ticket. So we could leave it in and make it just the free ticket opt-in. So we're not scaring them with a price before they opt in. So we could leave that. What do you guys think about that? Leaving it in here and having it strictly be signing in for the free previews, or taking it out? What do you guys think?
Ask the question again.
What do you think about where I have the ticket link up here? The ticket link, I think in the initial thought was we're going to try to get them to pay for the event with that link. My take on it is I don't want to scare them off, and I don't want them to even be thinking about money until after they opt in. So it's either take it
My
off.
first,
Sorry, Barry, you're breaking up again.
my first answer. Can you hear me?
Keep trying. Go ahead. Your first answer.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. My first thought to that is I would remove the nav bar completely on the landing page and have
Mm-hmm.
it show up only after you register for free.
Right. And we're
Because you're
and,
only on that page. You want them to register for free.
right. We're debating on that, and we're debating on that for two reasons. Because it gives more information, so that way they don't just blow off. And it's something we may want to test, but I'm toying with that. That we've never had a nav bar on the landing page before. So
Okay.
but having it there with the page that they go to being a sales page still for the register free, prominently. In other words, they won't go to the full agenda for that the paid people would get. You know what I'm saying? In other words, they're going to an abbreviated agenda that sells register for free.
Okay. Based upon that question, then my answer is yes. I would remove the tickets tab.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what it's either remove the tickets tab or it's you're signing up for the free event. So that's my take on it. And I would be, I don't even know that we need to have it on there, unless it is a register here. We could have a register. We could just have a register here. Boom. So why not have it on the top as well? It won't hurt, because if they're clicking it, they're going to click to register. So we could do that, and that way we have the 6 pieces across the top.
I would test it because having register here in 2 places is probably actually going to reduce the results.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Bottom line is I don't know the answer, and we can always we can always test, but understand that testing only matters if you have traffic. So we got to make sure that we're driving enough traffic for a test to be meaningful. Okay.
Right.
I mean, I know, like I said, we've always done it without this ribbon. I kind of like the idea of having it again because it does make a statement that we're a professional organization, and that we are coming to them as not a scammy sellathon. That's I think the underlying current of Barry, rather than taking it away. I think it just makes a statement. But then again, I could be completely wrong. So that's something we're going to have to test. We will test it with and without, and we'll see what kind of results we get, because we're going to be driving a bunch of traffic. We're going to have to drive a bunch of traffic. So no reason, you guys, why you can't test as well, and you should. You absolutely should, because we don't know. We never know. I mean, the biggest names in the business screw up a lot. I mean, you don't know whether it's a screw up or not, because you never know until the end. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll either take it off, or it'll go to the registration page for the free, and that's what we'll do. Okay. All right, Mara. Anything else for Mara? I'm going to let her go and go back to the task list. Anybody else? Okay. Mara, go to bed. Get some rest. We have a lot of work to do tomorrow.
Okay, thank you for your input, guys.
Thanks, kiddo. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Okay.
Good night.
See ya. Okay. So that's where we are on the page. Now, next Tuesday, I'm going to go through what our tasks are. But next Tuesday, we're same bat time, same bat channel as our regular Tuesday, which is 10 a.m. Eastern time, real 10 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Central time, right? 9 p.m. for me. We are going to be meeting on a different GoToWebinar. I mentioned to you the other day, I think, that I had somebody in mind that I was going to look at driving traffic for us. And Barry, I totally want you to hear this because I want your opinion on this. I found a group that Josh Turner, who does a lot of LinkedIn work, has put together. It's called Webinarly. I'll put it in the actually I'll do it right here. It's webinarli.com. Whoops, what happened here? Let me get here. Okay. And what they do is basically they do all the marketing for you to drive traffic to your webinar. Okay. And so whether doing Facebook ads, LinkedIn updates, or ads, or whatever else, you can watch the little video. It's 2 minutes. It was compelling enough for me to get on a phone call and schedule a phone call with them, where I met with them this morning for nearly an hour. And the bottom line is it's you're paying for their services. They give you a guarantee that if they don't make that certain threshold of benchmarked items, that let me unmute you, Stephanie. There we go. That if they don't make the benchmark, then you don't pay for, you pay just for the actual leads you got, but it's based on results. So we're meeting with them, and they're going to give us a presentation on our next session on Tuesday, and they're going to do it with me. And I said, you know what, if it makes sense, you guys want to hear about it anyway, because we're going to hear some strategy about how traffic's going to get driven. So whether you choose to use them or use somebody else, or do it yourself, it's something we still need to learn. So, and since this is a look over Ken's shoulder type of event, then I want you to have the option to be there. So we've allocated 90 minutes for that presentation with them. Again, it'll be recorded in the members area, but that's what we're going to do on Tuesday as an agenda item. Now, to give you a quick background on these guys and what we talked about this morning, just to give you a heads up, because it was interesting. And they are not for everybody, just letting you know. They are not for everybody. Because you've got to have some cash to work with. You got to start paying for your ads. And what they do is they will take our landing pages and they'll rework them. So what we're creating, they will go ahead and they will reconfigure it and test it based for what their advertising is. Okay, so what we create, they'll start with for sure, but then they're going to do something with it, and then as they run ads that ties into it, they'll have the complete control of modifying and testing those pages to get the best bang for the buck. So it basically they become an outsourced marketing department for us, so that we can focus on all the other things. Okay. So anyway, that's how it works. And they said to me, so they do all that. Okay. They put up the ad collateral. They launched a managed low program. They check the stats every day on how things are performing, and then constantly they're changing the program. So it's exactly what I want done, because we're not going to depend solely on the speakers. Absolutely not, because we know that the speakers will not produce anywhere near the level that you expect them all to do. Some will shock you by being amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. And I'm suddenly going blank on who one of my favorite people is for that. But I'll come to me later. I mean, she was just my major hero. She just marketed like a son of a gun, converted so well. And Pam Hendrickson, I can't stop singing her praises. She's amazing. So, but there's other people that barely mailed, or the list was completely unresponsive. And so you just can't count on that being the only answer driving people to the event. You can't. So how do we get them there? You can get them there with Facebook postings. You can get there with the LinkedIn groups. You can get there with the sponsorships. You can get there with some joint venture partners and so on. So all those options are there, and we're going to dive in more deeply. But at the same token, if there's someone that can run the advertising for me, I want someone to do that. Now, I don't have anybody on the team that knows how to do it. Can we train them? Absolutely. For an event that we're doing in 90 days? Absolutely not. There's not enough time for them to learn what to do and how to do it right. And frankly, I'd rather have especially when it comes to all the testing, okay, which is not at all my expertise. I mean, analytics, really important. KPI, key performance indicators, fundamental. And at the end of the day, we're creating a training on how to use those. And I'm doing that with one of the top analytics people that I know. I mean, she like sleeps and breathes Google Analytics. So we're going to create something like that, but that won't be for a few months because our schedules are crazy, and that'll be a weekend intensive, by the way. So anyway, here's what the scoop is. They said to me, so what they said was, what do you figure your ad budget is? And I said, well, I want to start small. With Facebook ads, for example, or even AdWords, we're going to start with like $20 a day for the campaign. Okay, and if it works great, I'll triple it. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care, because we're going straight to we're going straight to the opt-in for the free, and then as soon as they get the free, we're going for the 197 minimum for the event, and then from there they're gonna get the choice of 197 or 397, with the recordings and the USB stick. So instantly there's revenue, and so so 20 bucks a day, not a big deal. I said, I don't have a problem with $1,000 a month as a getting started, but again, we got to ramp it. Then I'm not going to dump $1,000 on Monday and expect that by Wednesday I'm a multimillionaire. So what he came back with, he said, well, our base level for a customer is $1,700 a month, and I don't know how they arrived at that number, but anyway, you're going to get more detail about that on Tuesday. And what he said to me was that what they're going to do is they're looking for, at least on analysis of what we're doing, 35 people buying the event at 197. Okay, the range based on his little statistical analysis was that they would basically guarantee 21 to 49 paid people to the event. 21 to 49. Okay, now 21 to 4, if we left it at the bottom line of 21, okay, not the 35 that they're basically budgeting for us on, but if it was just 21 on that bottom line range, okay, 21 people times $200 is, what the hell is it? I forget what it is. It was like $4,000, something like that. I should remember what that is. Let's try it. 21 times 197. Whoops, 197 is $4,137. Call it $4,000. Okay, if it cost me $1,700 to make $4,000, is it a good deal? Well, I submit to you that it's a really good deal for two reasons. Reason number one, they're not an affiliate. So if I'm paying them, ultimately what it comes out to be is $48.57 a lead or a customer, that's 25% of the 197. And if we're giving out 40%, for example, on the front end, and if I had to do a second tier, I would give out 50%. Well, giving out 25% or paying out 25% versus 50 is a much better deal for us. So the key, though, is where do you find the $1,700 to start, right? And by the way, that's just getting you 21 to 49 people. Obviously, you want multiple times that. So what my mindset is that as they come in, if I know we got $4,200 coming in, I want that additional $2,000 thrown right back into advertising, so that we can go ahead and multiply that. Does that make sense? So that's my mindset on that, and we'll look and we'll see what they do, and we'll see what we can go from them. We'll see whether they've adjusted those numbers, because I want to be really clear that we're talking about a sale of 197, not a free opt-in, but a sale of 197. Okay, so that under those circumstances, how would you finance it if you don't have $1,700 available to you? Anybody have any ideas? Anybody have any
Sponsorship?
Go ahead.
That
Sorry.
you could have them finance it possibly.
We could. I don't know that they will, but they could. Stephanie, you were jumping in?
I was saying sponsorship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Sponsorship. So if we bring a sponsor in, they pay for some of that marketing. And so if they're not going to mail a list, then fine. Pony up some of the money for the ad. And that's cool. Totally cool. And it could easily be, for example, Infusionsoft just ran InfusionCon this past month. And InfusionCon, the emails that came from InfusionCon were sponsored by Plus This. So the emails that go through, or the page that they get, or whatever else, that whole campaign, maybe they're the only sponsor that shows up on that campaign because they're the ones that are paying for it. And why wouldn't you do that? If you're going, as we backtrack, and we'll see this on Tuesday, to backtrack based on conversion rates and everything else, if we're going to get, say, 35 registrants, 35 people at 197 apiece, that's going to mean X number of hundreds or thousands of views for people that are coming to that page before they convert. So that is an easy play for the sponsor. Furthermore, each of those people can be driven to a special offer from that sponsor almost immediately after they buy our thing, of course. Then they can take them to a sponsor page or mail them something to the sponsor or whatever else. You have the ability to design it any way you want. So absolutely, I would go to sponsors, without a doubt. I would go to sponsors. There's another thing, and I'm not sure whether you started saying it, Stephanie, or not, but I heard someone use the word partner. And you know what? You could go to someone and say, you know what? I need to pony up $1,700, and for everybody that buys, and we've got a guarantee of X, you're going to get, X dollars back. So it's kind of a sponsor where they get some kind of reward. I don't know that I like that, but you can kind of play that game. I'd rather go for sponsors. But my mindset is I want to advertise like a son of a gun all over the place. I mean, I want to, including our retargeting and everything else to do. I know that with running this course, running the coaching programs I've got, and on, I am not the guy to be running analytics. I'm not the guy to be doing split testing. I'm not the guy to be running any of that. I'm the captain of the ship. I need someone in the engine room. So I need Scotty to do this. So what we will do is we will have my team work with those guys, learn from those guys what they're doing, and then, depending upon how the campaigns work, we may just take it in-house. But frankly, if they're doing a great job and the money's coming in and we get a great ROI, why would I even bother going through the hassle? Let them deal with it. They got their own people, their own offices. They're staying on top of things, and I don't have to worry about deploying somebody. And given that my people in the Philippines, where power right now is going on and off, I don't have to worry about that madness. I've got a company who's got that responsibility, and again, their level of income is dependent upon being able to produce. And of course, if they don't produce for me, guess what? They're not going to get the next of the next 5 conferences or the next five intensives, plus potentially more. And by the way, don't think that I didn't tell them, because of course I did. It's like, I've got potentially X number of clients for you, so take care of us. So anyway, that's what we're going to do on Tuesday. I want to hear what their plans are. I want to hear how they're planning on doing it. And as I said, I don't know anybody else out in the marketplace that has a system like what they're doing. That doesn't mean that there are or aren't any. I don't know. I would want to shop. But then if $1,700 is going to make me anywhere between $4,000 and $8,000, that's cool to me. I'm fine with that, because again, the idea is to bring that audience in. Okay, so that's my mindset on it. Any questions?
Look forward to the presentation.
Yeah, me too. Very much so. So yeah, so we're doing that on Tuesday. All right. And Barry, I definitely want to get your feedback, and we'll be talking later, I hope, as to what thoughts you may have on the marketing for this as well. So, and we can address that. And I definitely want to address that when you're on a better connection. So let's jump back real quick. Do you guys want to go through the checklist, or are you dated out for right now?
We can go ahead.
What's that?
We can go ahead with the checklist.
Okay. And by the way, if you are dated out, it's going to be recorded and it's going to go in the members area. And remember, we are going to be what's the word I'm looking for? Updating it, because you'll have access to it. I'll put it that way. And then we're going to give you the access into where we're going, into Basecamp. Okay. So from what I can read, let me see if I can make this a little bigger without going blind. Here, so much better. How about that? Fantastic. Okay. So this is the World Chiro Conference, and we based it on dates starting in January. So I'm just going to kind of bring you through an overview of what needs to be done. And this is not complete, because there's more things that we're going to be adding, of course. But this is the starting point. So starting off with our sales copy. So I've got to go in and finish tweaking the sales copy. We gave me 2 days for the sales. We gave me 16 hours, 2 days for the sales copy. The email promotional campaign, another 2 days for the email campaign. And the email campaign is going to be to my list, and also it's got to be created for the affiliates. So that whole campaign needs to be created. The good news, again, and why I can do it in 2 days, is because we've been running these campaigns for years. So all I got to do is I got to tweak it with the dates, the times, the speakers, and then kind of customizing it for that particular audience. So you, by the way, will have access to all of those emails. So you can customize every single one of them. to your way. I list the speakers, I list what the topic is, all that. Okay, so that's a scoop on that. All right, promotion calendar creation. So what we did in the members area, in the affiliate area, was we created a calendar, a physical calendar, and the dates that each of the promotional emails needed to go out were highlighted, and the instructions there about how to promote. So that was the promotional calendar. Okay. Next, speaker coordination. And Jim, you'll appreciate this. So first is the email invitation to the speakers, and that was mailing on January 15th, and then hoping to get some sort of response by the 21st. So there's time there on that invitation. Will everybody respond? No. Some people, and by the way, it's the lack of response doesn't mean that they're not interested. It means that maybe they never saw the email. Okay, so you never can guarantee someone seeing your emails, which is why you want to follow up with them by phone, primarily by phone. Is what you want that personal relationship anyway. Okay, and then this was emailed the laundry list, and the laundry list is what do we need from them, and you want to be careful that you don't overdo it, but at the same time you want to make sure you get everything you need. So there's a speaker agreement. There's the photo of the speaker. There's the topic that they'll be speaking on. There's their basic bio. There's not just the name of the topic, but also a brief description of what the topic actually is, and what's their bonus. And there may be a couple of others I'm forgetting, but that's the laundry list, and it's also on the speaker agreement that we've created. Okay, the laundry list then goes to the web team, so that web team can go ahead and put some of those things in to the website. Like the speaker's picture and so on. Okay. Whoever's got the speaker really close, the microphone really close to their mouth, you're breathing into it. It sounds very seductive. So now moving on, setting up the speakers in the e-commerce system. We want to get them set up as quickly as possible. No time like the present, particularly because they got to get affiliate links. So in the e-commerce system that we use, they'll get in, and what they have to do is they actually have to go into that system, log in, and then approve a PayPal connection. So that way, if there's any refunds, the refunds come out of their PayPal account automatically, so we don't have to go track them down. This allows them to get paid instantly, absolutely instantly. Okay. Next, okay, check schedule preferences. That was the speakers at that point. I didn't have a specific agenda that I wanted to follow. In this case, I'm going to have a itinerary that I want to follow, as opposed to in terms of what I'm leading them to learn. So that's going to be a little bit different. But in this case, it was schedule preferences based on when are the speakers available, when do they prefer to speak. Okay, create the master schedule. Obviously, schedule the hot seat participants, and in this event, my friend Gina Gaudio Graves was doing the hot seats. In this case, the person you want to do the hot seats, to facilitate them, is the person that's going to be selling the back-end coaching program that is $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is that you're selling. That's your back end. If you're going to joint venture it, in fact, I joint ventured with Gina, so that people that came from those hot seats that joined her program, we had a split on that. Okay, and that was okay because I didn't have a back end program at that time. And on my event, you can be sure I'm doing those hot seats. That's me doing the hot seats. And for you, it's good for you to do them if you feel comfortable doing them, and maybe even if you don't feel comfortable, you should do them. Why? Because if people don't know you and you're doing this to create instant authority in your marketplace, that's what does it. You show your brilliance, and people are like, wow, Stephanie's amazing. I got to give her some money. Jim's awesome. Sam, my God, he's brilliant. All those things come up. So it's a really good way to really promote you and promote your back end. So I want you to be getting yourself ready to do some facilitation. I do, by the way, have a hot seat questionnaire that ties into Infusionsoft. So we'll need to have you, depending upon what you're using for an autoresponder, collect that information. Excuse me, and get the hot seat participant schedule. The questionnaire that gets sent into us is sent in so that we can choose the right kind of a hot seat that's going to best showcase our skill set and what we're selling. And we also don't want 4 people with the exact same issue. because it doesn't serve the audience either. I want to be diversified so that we're not boring anybody either. But the hot seats are important. Okay, schedule, go to webinar and inform Eli. Eli does all of our recordings. Eli Martin, excuse me. Anyway, I've been working with Eli for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. And Eli, we negotiated a bulk rate for him. So he charges us X dollars for the webinar recording. And it doesn't matter whether it's 60 minutes or 90 minutes, it's the same. Okay. And then he charges us half that for the hot seats, so that those are all recorded individually. He then, when they're over, he puts them up into our Amazon S3 account, and we're good to go. He also converts the video into an MP3 automatically, so now we have the audio version of it as well. So when people are getting the recordings, they're getting audio and video, and then they're going to get a transcript as the transcript is created. Okay, so all that work is outsourced and done for us. Why would I pay Eli? Okay. It's simple. Even though GoToWebinar has the ability to record, which is what I'm doing right now, God forbid that recording does not happen, you are smack out of business. You just can't afford that. Furthermore, what happens if this is your first event and you're just a little bit distracted, you're overtired because you haven't slept, and you just forget to hit that record button? Uh-oh. So it's just done. It's handled. But what happens if your internet speed gets a bit weird? Once again, a third party is taking care of it. It costs you about $1,000 or so, depending upon your event. Worth every penny of it. It's called freedom. It's called not worrying about that detail. Because you got to understand something too. Those videos have to be rendered. And if you click the button on a Mac, for example, sometimes your webinar recordings will have black for like 3 minutes. While there's audio, it'll be a black screen. Black, B-L-A-C-K, black. Which means that I got to go back in and I got to edit the first few minutes, and that's not so difficult to do, but it's the rendering of that video, of getting that video saved and then converted and then uploaded, that will take a bunch of time, which you don't have the time to do. Think about this. You got 5 speakers a day times 2 days plus the one 2 weeks later. You're busy. You can't be doing all that. So I outsource all that. Let's see. New to-do item 1.0. Introduction for Ken. All right, that must be the speaker's introductions, notifying the speakers 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes before they're supposed to go on. That's a procedural thing. Sending the thank you cards that have to go out. Strategy session invitations with Gina and scheduling participants. Again, we sold her back end at this event. So people that bought anything, we gave away a free strategy session, a 1 hour session with Gina or me that facilitated them. So we will do it for this as well, because again, getting them into that strategy session allows us to ascend them to our high-end coaching program. Okay, so they'll get the invitations for that. Excuse me. Next, schedule the speakers for preview events. The speakers have got to agree to do previews, or they're not on board. Jimmy asked me this the other day, and why wouldn't they be? Because the more people that come, the bigger the event is. So as long as they understand what it is, you're all set. Video team. This was a video for the state association, so we wanted to create a video. They were our sponsors. The Association of State Chiropractic Associations was one of our sponsors, which was 50 members from all over the U.S. So we created a video for them specifically. I created it, and then the leader video was the front 30-second tease, which was an animation. The speaker promo list, and the on-summit videos. So yeah, speaker I'm trying to remember what these all mean right now. The speaker promo list. I'm not sure why graphics teams got that. I got to think what that is. On-summit videos are I'll call that the front end videos. End summit videos. I'm not sure what that is, to be quite honest with you. I've got to think back to remember what it really is. I don't remember what it is. I'm sure it was really important. Okay, graphics. Facebook graphics. Obviously, if we're doing Facebook pages, we have to put together a Facebook page and have the graphics for that page. Okay. That's fundamental important. If we're going to set up a Google Plus group, as we should, there should be a Google Plus image as well. We didn't do Google Plus; it wasn't on that list, but it needs to be. Okay. If you're going to set up a LinkedIn group, same idea. You got to create graphics for that. We talked about the cards for thank you and for welcome. Site graphics, of course, is kind of fundamental, which we're doing right now. Create the order page, or work with Matt to create. And unfortunately, I don't have the link for this, but we have to create order pages for each of the products. So which is kind of adapting the sales letter. So that's important. So if you're going to have 10 speakers for the first 2 days and then 3 speakers afterwards, that's basically 13 speakers plus you. So you need to make sure your e-commerce is in place with the right order page that serves the clients, that serves the buyers. Updating graphics to fit with the new main sales page with sidebar. We never did test that, but we wanted to run 2 sales pages, one with a sidebar, one without. I don't think we're going to do that this time around, but we were playing with that last time. Okay, this one, need a graphic for the headline news bar at the bottom of the page. What we did, hang on, it's in preview. What we did on World Cairo, see if I can find it to show you. Yeah, okay, hang on, let me close this out, I'll show you. Okay, with World Cairo, what we did, here it is, okay. What we did at the bottom of the page, it says breaking news, then join us. This scrolled along the bottom of the page. It slowed down our page load, so we're not going to use it. It just became problematic. But it was a great opt-in piece because it just went across the bottom of the screen, and there was an opt-in on it. So I was going to put a graphic on the top of it, like with a person pointing down or something. So that's what we were talking about there. Okay. Need images for our iTunes podcast and Blog Talk Radio. Oh yeah. If you're going to be doing any kind of promotion with the podcast, which I recommend that you consider doing, then what we got to do is, where is Frick's stuff? This is the latest iteration that came in the beginning of our presentation of our thing tonight. So that's a square because it goes into iTunes. Okay, so it's a Totalpreneur show. Not sure. He's got the logo behind it and everything. He's got me prominently here. You can't read Life, Build, Business, or Balance. So I've got to spend some more time with them to update it. But it's done for right now. I can load it in. I can change it later. So the podcast can get started to be done immediately. Okay, so graphics for that. He's not finished as far as I'm concerned. Okay, next. Let's go back to here. Here we go, preview. Okay, YouTube channel art. So if you're going to be posting previews, you want to put it on the YouTube channel. So YouTube channel art needed to be created. Fixing the student image. Yeah, we had a page for students, so we had to fix the student image or whatever. So that was one of our tasks. Give us images for the VIP upgrade page. Kind of self-explanatory there. We had a flyer. We had a flyer that we created for a campaign that we did on Craigslist, and it didn't work. Okay, it didn't bring, and we spent a lot of time on putting it together. But it was the idea. It was get a free chiropractic appointment when your chiropractor signs up for the event. So go to your chiropractor already, right? Tell him about our event. When he signs up, then you don't get an affiliate commission. You get a chiropractic visit up to say $70, and that was the plan. And we gave you a certificate, and we had all sorts of stuff put together. It did not work with Craigslist. The Craigslist people didn't buy into it. We spent a few $100s testing ads. Didn't work, but we test. That's the whole nature of the beast. Okay, and that's also why we use multiple elements of marketing, so that if one thing doesn't work, like that didn't work, we got a few others up our sleeves. So it becomes a no big deal. Okay. New flyer for Heidi Farrell. So Heidi is one of our joint venture partners. She's one of our speakers, and she also ran that 4th day for chiropractic associates, chiropractic assistants rather. So she wanted a flyer that she could email to her customer base, to her list. Well, happy to create it for you, Heidi. Absolutely happy to create it for you. If any of your affiliates or anybody that wants to promote for you needs some custom graphics, you say absolutely. You create, and we created separate pages for them so that they could promote with their own graphics. Okay, webinar graphics. I think the webinar graphics related to, we did slides for every speaker. So it was a coming up next slide. It was a slide for hot seats if we didn't have, so we didn't have a blank screen. There was always something on the screen that was going to say, welcome, Mr. X. Okay. Change bonus value. Okay, so we had a graphic on the value of the bonuses that was right here. Okay, so we had to change the pricing as the bonus kept going up. Simple. That's correction stuff as opposed to, first time stuff. Okay, let's keep going. All right, need a combo graphic for our replay sales page. I believe that's going to be the granddaddy that I talked about the other day, which will show your audio and your video that they get in terms of the replay. Plus, they also see the transcripts as well. We're going to skip over the expo because that's not really part of what we're doing. We didn't do the expo. Web team, install WordPress. That's obviously square one. Activate the theme and the plugins. Create the main sales page. Then there's the affiliate page, the partner speakers page, the speakers compensation page. So all that needed to be created. The AAP All Access Pass offer page, guest offer page, the hot seat page, order confirmation page. AAP is all Access Pass, and that was the watch the presentation and get the recordings. That was all access to everything. Okay. Then the members area creation. You got to remember that after they buy, they have to go to your members area to access all that content. We, aside from you guys who didn't seem to get the email that gave you access to it, which by the way up until today was not password protected. FYI, we never put it in. Your members area needs to be set and ready to go, and they need to have the ability to get into that members area seamlessly. Okay. How does the webinar become recorded twice by a third party? Not sure what you mean by recorded twice. The webinar is not recorded twice. It's only recorded once. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you have your audience do a survey about the quality of the seminar? I did. Yes, I do. After it's over, absolutely. Absolutely. How else can you tell what they want for next time? So they chose their favorite speaker. They chose the timing. They chose a whole bunch of different things that were important to me that would help me choose next year. Okay. Okay. So members area creation. Create products in SCS. SCS is our e-commerce platform. Well, for that was our e-commerce platform. It stood for social commerce system. Anyway, we're going to be rebranding it, but effectively, it's our e-commerce system is right here. Hang on a minute. Total.com / Okay. So I guess it's our own piece. We're integrating it with Infusionsoft right now, which will be done in a few days. But everything we do is here. It doesn't have the most fun front end. That's why we'll be managing it. But it's all in here. People, the affiliates get their links from in here, and so on. It's not the prettiest back end. So that's why we're not letting a whole bunch of people get into it. Okay, moving right along. But all that's got to be set up before the event, right? Because you got to get your speaker, you got to get your access to the digital content, so that after they buy, they get sent directly there to download it, and on and on and on. Okay, preview. Okay, let's keep going. Speaker sales pages, which is really the order page for them, so that when you're in their session, and they say go to myname.com / now, or actually it'll be totalpreneur.com / Corey if it was Corey's product or whatever. It might be Facebook or something, right? Whatever that's going to be, and it might be whatever the URL they use. You're sending them to a page that summarizes the offer, and then they buy. Okay. Post the replays and the transcripts. Obviously, that was a little bit there was a time delay on that, but you got to get them posted as soon as possible. And by the way, on this, I'm not sure if later on there's a notation that says get the recordings to the transcription person, but once again, that's something else too. Put list membership links on both hot seat pages. On the hot seat pages, I guess. I'm not sure what that means, actually. I need to think about that. I don't remember what that means. Finished bonus page, we need to protect the links on the page, not the page itself. So bonuses. Make sure you get the bonuses, make sure the bonuses are posted, and make sure that when people go to the members area to get the bonuses, that they're all password protected. Not sure what this is to be corrected, that's already gone. Bonuses need to be released in drip fashion, not all at once, so I've scheduled them. Okay, if you have 13 speakers, don't throw all 13 bonuses on that front end page, because you need some more bonuses for later on. Throw like your top bonus, for example, as part of the opt-in if you want. Again, social proof and bribery, right? You're bribing them, but that's okay. Bribing's good. So you can try that. Okay, social media promotion. We need to get our Facebook app created, get a secure URL so that we could start putting our graphics on Facebook. And so we need to have that at that time anyway, to be able to set up our Facebook page and run our Facebook programs. Create Facebook ads, get ad copy, get ad image, and then check analytics. So these all need to be broken down, but that's the Facebook campaign. Okay, Facebook events. So create Facebook events and add the event graphics to the event and try and build some engagement. All that, again, important. Is that something that I will do? Oh my gosh, no, that's outsourced. We're interviewing people for that right now. There's no way I can do that. Okay, Twitter, same idea. Google Plus, again, same idea. LinkedIn, create a LinkedIn group. If there's a LinkedIn page to create, do that. And then Pinterest, if it fits your marketplace, use Pinterest. I don't know how Pinterest relates to a business-to-business thing. I mean, to me, it makes no sense. But again, check. If you want to test it with something on Pinterest and see whether it performs, outstanding. But at any rate, consider using Pinterest if it fits your audience. Post thank you message in respond to questions on social media. Absolutely, we did thank you images that went on social media after the event was over. I would leave my screen on for 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it is, with the URL to buy the product. Okay, we did that, so it just helped things along, right? Okay, let's keep going here. I said something about having the webinar recorded by someone else in case we forgot to record it. Oh yeah. That's not recording it twice. That's recording it once, and you're not having to think about it. Okay, plain and simple. I do not record the events on the live events. There's too many of them to do. It eats up bandwidth. It takes time from your resources. All in all, I don't want to have to think about it, deal with it, have to worry about it afterwards. Don't want to risk the screw up if something doesn't get done, or if I forget to record. So it's not being recorded twice, although it wouldn't be a bad idea for someone on your team to actually hit the record button. In addition to Eli, for example, recording it. So you can kind of do both, but at the end of the day, I just want to be sure that it's being promoted. Period. That's it. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, sales monitoring. We obviously want to monitor sales as they come through. If someone's got a problem with an order not going through, you want to be able to reach out to them. We do have some a cart abandonment software that we use that ties in with Infusionsoft, and we're going to see if we can integrate that with our current system, because right now it's not really well integrated, and we want it to be. Okay. Schedule staff for webinar schedule, staff for Monday post event. Oh yeah, this is really important. In so you have a successful event, right? People are buying stuff, and this is good. And in this case, it was Friday and Saturday. So Sunday people still had people were off. My guys are going to church. So and then because this was an all-nighter for us here in Asia, what it did is it caused us to be completely exhausted. So Monday was the day when most people were like, they weren't getting out of bed. However, Monday is a really important day because people that might not have gotten a link here or there, people that might not have been able to install whatever they bought from somebody or whatever it happens to be, they're looking for you. And they don't care that you overslept at night. They want an answer to why I can't get into the members area, or what's the matter with this, or whatever, right? So you've got to make sure that some of your staff is rotated, and that there are alternates, so that Monday you're not at zero. You do have someone to handle any of those support tickets, because you will have some. Okay. Let's keep going here. I created a sales monitoring spreadsheet. I hope I did, because I don't remember what it is at the moment. But I'll have to take a look. That reminds me about it. Okay. Monitor PayPal sales. All right. And that was download the history report, transfer to Google Docs, notify somebody, notify somebody I think on our team. Now, you want to monitor PayPal sales. One of the things that needs to be put in here as well, which may not be, or unless we haven't gotten it to it yet, is before the event, if you're using our shopping cart, for example, we're going to call PayPal. We have our own PayPal rep. Okay. If you're going to run your own cart, which is totally cool to do, in most cases, if you're going to do that, then how do I say this? Oh, gosh. Wait a minute. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I went completely blank with you here. What you got to do is you got to make sure that you tell your merchant account company what you're doing. That's what you got to do. And PayPal particularly, what you don't do is process, say, $100 a week with PayPal, and then all of a sudden you're at $25,000 in 2 days. They will look at that instantly as potential fraud, and they should, because if your average ticket is $100 and you're running no more than like $2,000 over the course of the month, if all of a sudden you're running, if you have some big ticket things and you're punching a lot of volume through, they love that. But underwriting, they look at it and go, what's going on here? The good news is having a rep, which we do. I just called Dennis this morning. I said, Dennis, we're going to be moving back some charges from our previous merchant account company, who's been impossible to work with lately. So he was like, fine, no problem. It's all good. So he's all about empowering us to sell more stuff, and he gets some kind of a commission for the more that we run through the account. So he wants to make sure that everyone's satisfied. But contact PayPal early. Don't pray that they never find you. Just get on the phone with them and notify them about that. I mean, I know that if you're running your product through my cart and through the program, I'm going to have all sorts of things coming through. I have all the speakers running through. I'm going to have your stuff running through. I'm going to build a big list, and this list will have a recording on it. But I don't know how that's going to work out. But I want to make sure that we do again connect with PayPal. Okay, support. Okay, the support person needs to understand what the speaker's products are, so that he or she can respond to any kind of questions. It doesn't mean knowing the product as an expert, but it means knowing what the products are all about, what's included, that sort of thing. I wanted somebody standing by all weekend long to answer questions live. I also wanted and we did have this for a little while until it got a little bit difficult to use. I want a live chat on the screen, because it allows you to talk to the customer immediately if they got a question. In some cases, some of the live chat software even lets you know when someone's on your page. So that's good to have. Okay. Let's see, email customers if they've received product, whatever. Okay, if they've received it, and then tag them in Infusionsoft. So that was just a follow-up to make sure everything was okay. All right. You need to survey a past. See, here we go. Here's the answer to your question, Jim. You need to survey a past summit attendees. We want to be able to say, blah blah blah, that they loved it. That 97% of the audience we surveyed would come back and do it again. Loved it, and that's empirical. So you do want it for sure. Use surveys for a lot of really good reasons. And by the way, if they find a problem for you, don't jump and run away from the problem. Look at it and go, wow, thank God you told me. I'll do better next time. Okay. The next section is auditing. Okay. And that's just laying out our history report and popping into Infusionsoft who attended and who didn't, so that we know. It's always important to know, because our emails that we send out will be dependent upon what message they need to hear. Okay. That was send the sales stuff to CEO of who I don't remember. I don't think it was me. For overpayments, send a money request. So if we had something where we sent the affiliate too much money because we screwed up or whatever else, then we ask for money. If we've underpaid, then we manually redo that order. Okay, so that's how we operate in a nutshell. There's that. Okay, so that's the checklist that we put on Basecamp. There's many more things as I see it that need to be in here. And what we'll be adding is primarily promotion stuff, quite frankly. Where is it? Is it here? Okay, so for example, identify the logical associations that go along with your, let me see if I can make this actually bigger here. This is, I think, I'll do it here. This will be fine. Okay, and let me just make this bigger so you guys can see it. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this. All right, so what associations are logical? Identify them, and then you contact them. And then you'll find more tasks relative to, if they want to play, then your task list will include either making a custom page for them, or we'll make a page that dynamically puts their thing on it if it's their people or whatever. But that association is important. Chambers of Commerce. For me, Chambers of Commerce are a really easy slam dunk. You know, they're about building business and serving the community. Well, guess what? Invite them to this thing, give them a special price, bam, we're done. You know, and they can get a free membership to your how do I say this? Your junior, your targeted piece. In our case, it's Pathfinders. Okay, join LinkedIn groups. Join the groups and create your own so you can build an audience by providing some valuable service. It's amazing what kind of results you'll get once you get started in those social media areas. Same thing with Facebook. We have Facebook groups here too. Okay, student entrepreneur groups. Now, on my event, unfortunately, we have it at the end of June, but it does give us the ability to contact them during the school year, which is why it's kind of important. Outside of school, it's tough. Okay, I'm thinking about incubators. You know, incubators are designed to help people build their businesses, so it's not a good target for us. What you need to do is just do a stream of consciousness and write down all the possible players that could potentially work with you. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them, as many as you can think of. And when you're done thinking, think again. Okay, dissect it down to the few you really want to work with and go for it. You know, it helps if you're a member of them, for example. But in my case, I'm not a chiropractor, and I was referred to other people because of who that chiropractor is, who was the former president of Park University and very well respected. So, excuse me, I'm having involuntary yawns in the background here, so I apologize. Anyway, so incubators, possibly, Facebook groups, kind of a duh on that, and then sponsors, identify who they could be, find the right people, and most of that you can outsource. Follow-up webinarly, of course, we've already done that. Here's another one of my pet things. I want to select the top 25 bloggers for entrepreneurs, and the top 25 podcasts for entrepreneurs, and the top 25 YouTube channels, or even top 25 videos for entrepreneurs. Why do I want to do all this? Well, if I give them a badge and acknowledge them as one of the top 25 podcasters, you think they'd want to put that on their podcast page, with our logo and a link to the website, and that link, by the way, is an affiliate link. So, will they do it all the time for you? No. And some audiences did nothing for me. They didn't care about monetizing or anything. But if it's a business-oriented crowd, there's a real good chance that you will get some play on that, because they want to keep people active using the facilities. So there you go. Meetup groups, I'm just kicking that one around. That's new. But could we do promotion to meetup groups? I'm thinking that you kind of need to be there with them. We just did, what did we do the other day? My group did something. I forget what it was, but it was good. And once again, working with groups like that can help you. And by the way, you can have one person leverage others as well. Okay, paid ads, Twitter ads, and then the cost of it, again, for my model and your model will be different. It doesn't have to be different. It just needs to work. So the live events only was 197, and there'll be bonuses too, of course, because we want to make them buy that 197. Then, if you want the recordings of the entire thing and the transcripts together, it's $400, $397. And since the transcripts aren't ready, they're going to be available to download on the members area. People that paid, the unpaid people will not get, of course, that access, and there may be some stuff that's grayed out on that little party area, that says that they could, get the recordings. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we're getting paid. Okay. So that's the basics of the what to do to get it off the ground. I mean, a lot of moving parts. Contacting the speakers is up front, staying in touch with the speakers to make sure they get all their stuff, all that stuff, again, on the list, and you'll have it built into your application, so that all those pieces are there and there properly. Now that said, as we're building your site, we don't know who your speakers are. If you don't get that speaker lined up with the right mugshot, for example, so it's not a frown, that there's some semblance of a smile, or at least you can see a couple of teeth, right? You really want to show people that these things are really powerful and fun. Okay. So that's the big picture. We're going to fine tune it a little bit more. As I said, there's more to do. But let me ask you: are there any questions at this point?
Yes, Ken. So am I understanding that what you just showed is going to be replicated under each one of our accounts in Basecamp? Is that correct? As a template?
Yep. Exactly. We've already taken all this, and it's been put into Basecamp already. It's just, unfortunately, the detail of what all the stuff is not clear. So, and again,
Right.
we just learned to do that, how to do that today. So, in other words, it shouldn't say video team. It should say what the actual task is. So yeah. So once we have it in there as a template, then we'll go ahead and we'll create the projects for you, and all it's going to be is a clone of that template. And it gives you
Cool.
it gives you a great place to start off, and all you got to do is customize it for you with some of the things that you will or will not do. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. I thought that would help, and thanks to Stu for suggesting that we use my account. Thanks, Stu. Happy, like I said, happy to do that, and our group think will make it even better for everybody. Any other questions? No, really, Jim? No. Okay. All right. Well, then, what I think we should do is call it for right now. We've been on for a while. I didn't realize we've been on for this long, but there we go. Wow, it's been a while. Okay. Takeaways from today. What are your takeaways from today's session?
I'm back to needing tapping.
Okay. Okay. Diana left the building here, but we'll get you. You had some experience with it already. The languaging of the tapping, by the way, will be on the replay. You won't see either of us, of course, but you'll hear it. And since you've already done it once, it should be familiar to you in terms of what you're going to do. But
Yeah.
I'll get you a link to contact Diana. Actually, you should all have Diana's information. So, if you want to work something out with her to do a little bit of that, that's cool. Because I know I probably could use a little bit of it myself. Okay, and it'll help you with energy too. The objective tonight, by the way, is not to overwhelm you. It's just to give you a perspective of all the moving parts, and also give you the confidence to know that they're all going to be in here, so that it's in a checklist format. You shouldn't miss any of it. And by the way, do you
That
need
will be very helpful.
right? Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah. I mean, it's your first time out. It's really easy to design it like this. So effectively, you were hearing my conversations with my team as much as possible. As I'm trying to think about how I'm going to do things, I wanted you to be able to be part of that understanding process. It's one thing for me to tell you what to do, but unless you know why I'm telling you what to do, it's going to be hard for you to replicate it. And then if something goes wrong, or something goes sideways, or something just isn't exactly as planned, maybe not even wrong, but it's just different, unless you know the why and the understanding of the decision-making process, you're going to be really major stressed out. So that's why I want to make sure you had that. So rest assured, first of all these things will be easier moving forward. I still want to impress the sense of urgency. If you're going to do an event, in end of July, beginning of August, we need to have that whole topic area set up immediately, because once Mara is done with the her setup that I've approved, then she's going to start transferring it over, and her team is going to start transferring it over to you, and my web team is going to start building the pages for you with your copy. Okay, so your responsibility is going to be identifying your speakers, getting their pictures, and all the other things that will be on that checklist that I mentioned to you. Okay, so what I want you to do is schedule yourself with me ASAP, for another hour together. Okay, it's important that we solve the which niche to go down question. It's important that we go over who you want to use as a speaker, and all of you have different stuff. So I think it'll be helpful just to go ahead and give you that individual attention. And if there's stuff that needs to get presented to the group, we'll just save some of those questions and bring them to the group. But I think better that we actually go through your model, because again, some of you are looking at things a little bit differently, and I think we need to ground you. Okay. Any other takeaways? Okay. Well, then, if that's the case, then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us again today. Another marvelous time. This is Thursday. Right now, we're Thursday, right? So we meet again on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and the Thursday of next week will be. Did I say 9 p.m.? I didn't mean that. I meant 9 a.m. last Tuesday, and I'm going to make sure you get the right reminders. And then Thursday will be at 11:30 Eastern time, not what it was today, and that was my bad. I'm going to be changing the GoToWebinar piece of the invitation to be correct. So because that kind of messed up another schedule that I had. Okay, so thank you guys. The recording will be posted tomorrow, or perhaps later today for you. And again, any questions, just let me know. We're happy to serve. In the meantime, get yourself scheduled with me ASAP so we can move forward. Okay. Thank you, and have a wonderful.
Thanks very much.
Hey, it is my pleasure. You guys rock. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye now.
Take care. Bye. And Barry, are you around for a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, I'll call you on your cell.
Okay.